And welcome back, everyone, here to now a sunny Shuttleworth Park, as it looks like we'll be able to at least get this first part of this game in between the Amsterdam Mohawks and Jamestown Jammers, Game 3 of the PGCBL Championship Series. For people who didn't, first off, you can see it'll be approximately a 7:10 start time. Jamestown's just getting their pitcher and their defense in order, so that way they'll take the field for warm-ups. Mohawks leadoff hitter Mike Antico already out taking some practice swings, raring to get underway. We'll try and play this game as quickly as possible, as we currently have on the radar a storm. Looks like it's set for Shuttleworth Park close to 10 o'clock. But we'll try and play. This game is getting played tonight, at least according to Barry Rouser, on-field entertainer. He said this game is getting played tonight no matter what. These guys have flights to go home on tomorrow, so we can't push this back another day. So it sounds like we'll try and play this game all 9 no matter what, regardless of whether or not we get delayed again. Also, for people who might not have read into it and didn't catch the first 2 games of the series, Jamestown had the better record in the regular season, so they should get home field in games 1 and 3, but a scheduling conflict at Dietrich Park in Jamestown prevented that from happening. So instead of this game being at Dietrich Park, we're here at Shuttleworth. We've played all 3 games here, but tonight Jamestown will once again be the home team, and Amsterdam will bat first and be the away team in their home ballpark. We saw it it ended up being the weirdest thing I've ever seen at a live baseball game, at least. I've seen unassisted triple plays and all different types of stuff, but when Jamestown walked off in Game 1 here in Shuttleworth Park, Alex O'Donnell hit the game-winning RBI single, and the whole crowd went silent because there's not a lot of Jamestown fans here. I don't really blame them. It's about a 5.5 to 6 hour drive away. I mean, that's a trek down almost the entire Route 90 of New York. So if you're tuning in right now as a Jammers fan, thank you for tuning in, as we will quickly get a game started here for you. I did read off the Jammers lineup earlier. It's the same exact lineup as last night, just with Christian Young out of West Virginia pitching for Jamestown. I will now quickly go through the Mohawks lineup, which is once again the exact same as last night, with a different starting pitcher, of course. Batting first, the center fielder from St. John's University, number 6, Mike Antico. Batting second, the first baseman from Manhattan College, number 20, Richie Barella. Batting third, the right fielder from Wake Forest University, number 33, Michael Ludwig. Batting fourth, the second baseman from Mississippi State, number 3, Tanner Allen. Batting fifth, the designated hitter from Wake Forest University, number 39, Shane Muntz. Batting sixth, the catcher from the University of South Florida, number 31, Joe Genord. Batting seventh, the third baseman from Mississippi State, number 25, Justin Foscue. Batting eighth, the left fielder from Morehead State College, number 14, Jake Hammond. And batting ninth, the shortstop from Marshall University, number 1, Elvis Peralta Jr. On the mound for Amsterdam in this decisive Game 3 will be Trip Lockhart out of Kentucky. Trip on the season was 2-2 in the regular season with a 3.50 ERA. That was over, as I look for his inning count, 36 innings. He started 7 games in the regular season. And also, most notably, he started the series clinching Game 2 against Watertown in the semifinals. He went 6 scoreless. As in that start, he only allowed 2 hits and 1 run, actually. So 6, I misspoke on the scoreless part. He did allow 1 earned run, walked 2, and struck out 3. And excuse me, I'm misreading everything here. He actually walked none and struck out 8 in that. So that now I'll correct the full line. 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run, walked 0, struck out 8. That was Trip Lockhart in Game 2 against the Watertown Rapids. As we still wait to, I'm not sure, we're just waiting on nothing here. Probably just for the pitchers to get warmed up. Lockhart in the Amsterdam bullpen and Young in the Jamestown bullpen. Let's talk about last night, Justin. What do you think? First off, well, we can talk about Mike Antico and Richie Burrell in the 7th, but also Shane Muntz coming on, having not really warmed up much, and he ends up getting the save, striking out 5.
Yeah, momentum definitely has an edge towards the Mohawks heading into tonight, as they came roaring back with back-to-back home runs in the 7th. Shane Muntz came in to save that game, giving up, I believe, 5 walks and getting 5 strikeouts. So a nice effort out of him, although not exactly the most accurate effort. And it was quite the atmosphere towards the end of that game last night, both between the fans and the players, as the players were really getting into it. Everybody jumping out of the dugout when the home runs occurred, and after the game, just looking like they were having a lot of fun and energetic still.
Yeah, as we had a post-game interview also with Mike Antico and Richie Burrell. That is on our Twitter and Facebook pages. If you didn't check that out yet, go ahead and head over there, drop a like on it. As we have still some more standing around. I mean, I know guys need to get warmed up, but this seems a little ridiculous. We already know that there's storms coming. Jamestown has a 6-hour ride home no matter what. I mean, if anything, why not try and get guys warmed up and have, because the pitchers are going to come in to warm up once again on the mound. And I know they have to make sure that their arms are all right and they go through the right warm-up that they always do. And it looks like Trip Lockhart is all good. He comes in. We will see
I think
Christian.
we were waiting on the umpires.
As they are now here, so or at least dressed. They probably waited to dress until the rain stopped. So now it looks like we'll be all right. We'll have a meeting at home plate, and we'll get this underway.
A little bit tricky to start a baseball game without the umpires, even though some people think they're useless. I mean,
yeah, I mean it really. There are a lot of. I've seen some talk about automated umpires in certain leagues, maybe trying them out in independent and low minor league games first and trying to move up with them. I mean, but we've seen that with a pitch timer and in certain mound visits and also starting a runner on second base to start extra innings. I mean, all those ideas have some merit to try and help out play. But first off, I don't think they'll ever be able to remove a human umpire. I think that's a specific thing. Like if we have machines calling balls and strikes, like specifically, I guess you would probably use some sort of laser technology, but I don't think that would end up working out too well, just because of the way that baseball is played. A lot of guys, first off, superstitious. Second off, they enjoy having the camaraderie with a home plate umpire, and even though the strike zones might not be perfect and they aren't perfect all the time, a lot of the time these umpires do a good job.
Yeah, and you hear about Jason Worth. Today he came out with some comments after he retired about slamming the analytics behind baseball in the majors right now and how they're taking the fun out of it. And he also went on to say that they're taking out the human element, which is something that I think it has merit, and so I think they'll try and keep in the human element of the umpires for as long as possible until we see something that for sure is a lot better than a human umpire.
Yeah, absolutely. As Jamestown waits to take the field here. They are in their home whites, as they are the home team. They finished the regular season 2.5 games ahead of the Mohawks for the #1 seed. Jamestown finished 31-14, Amsterdam 29-17. And Jamestown in that West Division ran away with it early. They ended up beating Geneva in 3 games in the semifinals after Geneva beat Elmira in the first round. And overall, we've seen some questionable decisions by the PGCBL as a whole this season. This is, I think, and hopefully we won't see another issue tonight with the rain that might come in, whereas Jamestown is finally taking the field. And we will get underway here at Shuttleworth Park after the top of the first warm-ups. But the first thing that's been a huge issue and really a travesty in Summer League Baseball, I guess playoffs don't really matter that much, but these guys come here not only to improve, but they come here to win. They're all very competitive. There's a reason that you play these games, or else they would just come here and practice and put on, I guess, showcases or something like that. In scrimmage. They play a full league like this because the best way to get better at baseball is playing baseball games, real games and you give 100% where it matters. And having these 17 playoff the way that it did, where they didn't include Socrates in it, they didn't include Utica in it, but they included Geneva and Elmira, is just moronic, is really the best term for it. But I'm sure they'll have to look at that again. We'll probably have a different number of teams in the league next year. I'm not sure about the status of the Oneonta Outlaws. They were having some issues and struggles this season. Most notably, they don't even have Wi-Fi at their park. So whenever you had a game there, the scorers couldn't even update point streak. They couldn't do the live stats. That was an issue. And then also, I don't know what their lease on their field will be next season, but it looks like we will get the Onondaga Flames back in the PGCBL next year, as they had a one year, I guess, suspension of operations in the PGCBL. They actually played in the NYCBL, and they won the NYCBL championship after making the playoffs last year in the PGCBL. So that team has a couple of young, talented players, and they've started to get some recruiting pipelines in there for Summer League. And I'm sure they will put together, once again, a quality team next year, as we will continue our coverage at Shuttleworth Park every year of the Amsterdam Mohawks, who are looking for, if with a win tonight, they would actually get their 5th PGCBL title in 8 years, their 10th overall title in the organization's history. That includes 4 NYCBL titles as well. No, actually, I misspoke. I was right with 5. They have 4 PGCBL titles. The 10th would come tonight overall. And Mike Antico steps up to the plate. We have a lot of Thundersticks here tonight. It looks like they gave out the entire supply.
Yes, they did. I blew up half of
them. as all hands on deck are here at Shuttleworth Park. A season that started over 2 months ago, 7-11 on August 8th. First pitch high and away. We are underway in Game 3 of the 2018 PGCBL Championship Series. Christian Young out of West Virginia had 4 very quality starts in the regular season for Jamestown, trying to bounce back from that loss in Game 2 of the semifinal. That one cut on and missed by Antico, 1-1 now. The 1-1 from Young, low. It'll make it 2-1.
Antico's been electric so far this postseason. He has a .409 average over 22 at-bats. He's played all 5 games.
That 2-1 off-speed pitch misses outside, and Antico's ahead 3-1, and that's already a good sign for the Mohawks. as their biggest thing, it seems like struggles at the plate. They've gotten behind in the count and have had to fight pitches off. That one is in there for a called strike at the belt, and that will run the count full.
He also fell last night a double short of the cycle, I believe, as he had that home run and a RBI triple.
Yeah, went 3 for 4, 3 for 5 maybe. That one cut on and missed, though, by Antico. Fouled into the mitt of Lavorsi, and that will be the first out.
Yeah, I believe he was 3 for 3 because he got hit by a pitch in the first inning, I believe, last time out.
And that will bring Richie Barella to the plate, who had the go-ahead home run in the bottom of the 7th right after Antico. Lineup staying the same on both sides. Can't really blame these teams. These have been close-played games. These are the guys that have had success for you all year. Can't pull the plug now. First pitch into Barella is on the outside corner, 0-1. Barella started his Mohawk season very hot. At one point, he was hitting close to 400. Ended up coming back down to earth by the end of the season, 338 clip to finish it out. Tied for the club lead. Curveball misses away, 1-1 now to the Manhattan Jasper, playing first base. And he's played 7 positions this year for Amsterdam, as that one is popped foul out of play. It'll be 1-2. Well, overall, a wonderful utility player. He'll be headed back to Manhattan College this fall to finish out his senior season with the Jaspers. And we wish him the best of luck, as he has been an outstanding individual with great character for Amsterdam, as that one is fouled off. Nice bare hand there from the 3-hitter, Michael Ludwig, in the on-deck circle. As we're already seeing some great web gems. As that on-deck circle web gem was brought to you by High Level Jiu-Jitsu.
Yes, it was.
On Route 29 in Amsterdam, New York. The 1-2 from Young. Curveball is in there for a called strike 3, and Richie does not like that call. But he will be set down. 2 strikeouts already here for Young. And he'll face off against Ludwig here with 2 outs and nobody on.
Young so far this year has been fantastic, touting that .66 ERA this summer. But when he was at West Virginia this past year, he actually had an ERA closer to 6. So there's something that he's really stepped it up this summer compared to the spring.
Yeah, of course. He does have only 27 innings in the summer, as that one misses inside. 1-0 here to Ludwig, who tied Barella for the club lead with that 338 average. That 1-0 is slapped foul, as it looked like it was going to be fair, but the third base umpire was all over that one. It must have just hit foul past the bag. It'll be 1-1 now to Ludwig. But yeah, I would probably say one thing that isn't always focused on is that Christian Young he was a junior this past season with West Virginia. He'll be headed back for his senior season, and he's doing very well in this league, but a lot of these guys on these rosters, I mean, Jamestown looks like total in their season they had 12 juniors. The Mohawks on their side have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total, as that one is fouled right back into the netting. He'll sit there for a second. Still 1-2 now to Ludwig. But that's kind of the best way to look at it, is that overall in the league, it's mostly underclassmen, freshmen, and sophomores trying to work their way up, maybe get a call into like the Cape Cod League, as that one will be slapped. Alex O'Donnell plays it on 2 hops, throw to first, and that will get Ludwig, as Christian Young has himself a 1-2-3 first inning. We will head to the bottom of the first here at Shuttleworth Park. Your score, the Amsterdam Mohawks 0 and the Jamestown Jammers coming to bat. You are listening to Game 3 of the PGCBL Championship Series, presented by KCG Development. Starting this decisive Game 3 for Amsterdam will be Tripp Lockhart. Tripp's birth name we actually found out today on Twitter. Thank you to UK Baseball for the tip. It's actually Jimmy Wayne Lockhart III. So hopefully Jimmy Wayne here will have a good day. I don't think he really likes getting called that. We'll stick with Tripp. It's easier to say anyways. And Joe Genord will be the catcher tonight behind the plate. We weren't sure if it would be Muntz or Genord. Genord started last night, and it ended up working out for Amsterdam, so they stick with the South Florida Bull, who is arguably the greatest hitter, and it might not even be arguably the greatest hitter in Mohawks history, as he leads us in home runs and RBIs total in his career with Amsterdam. As Alex O'Donnell out of Mercyhurst College will step up to the plate to lead off the bottom of the first.
Yeah, and we'll talk more about this as the night goes on, but Joe Genord only has a 300 average, so...
only? Okay.
You know, in that sense, he might not be the greatest.
Only, well, I mean, I will say John Valenti, who also, congrats to him, we mentioned yesterday, got moved up to Advanced A, the Flying Lake Tigers, I think, in the Detroit Tigers organization, as that pitch misses low, and it's 1-0 here to O'Donnell. O'Donnell in the playoffs is hitting .389. That's 7 for 18 with 4 runs scored. He's walked 6 times as well, so reached base almost at a 500 clip at that top of the order. That one will be chopped on 2 hops to Tanner Allen. Waits on it, throws the first, and that will be out number 1 here. And a lot to watch out. I accidentally put my scorecard, Jamestown on top, Amsterdam on bottom, because I'm so used to the Mohawks being the home team here. So we'll just have to go with it, as Sterling Hayes out of La Jolla, California will step up to the plate. Hayes will be headed to Vanderbilt University in the fall, but actually just graduated high school, and it doesn't really matter because he's been playing very well for Jamestown. First pitch catches the inside corner, 0-1.
An interesting note, even though we don't have a base runner yet, is that Amsterdam's actually out-stealing Jamestown so far this playoffs.
As that one misses outside, evens at 1-1.
And Jamestown led the league this year in stolen bases, and so to see them trailing the Mohawks, who finished 7th in the league in stolen bases, is somewhat surprising.
As that one bounces in the dirt, it'll be 2-1 now. I will say Hayes has done a great job on the defensive side, it seems like, for Jamestown. In the playoffs, he hasn't hit that well. He's 3 for 17, but he does have 4 walks, as he's reached base 7 of 21 times. As that pitch misses high, it'll be 3-1 now. And we see a bit of a smaller strike zone here than we saw last night, and I don't know if that's going to be a good thing for either team, because the name of the game might be to try and beat out the rain here to finish out this contest. That 3-1 is pop foul down the right field line. It'll be 3-2 now.
Yeah, the goal is to beat this game, as in it'll be over by 10 o'clock, hopefully, because at 10 o'clock, that's sort of when the most harsh rain is supposed to hit. So we have about 2 hours and 40 minutes to play the next 8 innings.
That 3-2 is grounded down to third. Justin Foskey backs up on it, backhands, and throws the first. Accurate throw gets Hayes for the second out.
And good to see the stronger defensive play so far out of the Mohawks. They struggled last night, making a few errors and defensive misplays.
3 total, including 2 on actually on the player coming to the plate, Chase King. It was a Little League home run, though, as he singled up the middle. The ball got past Mike Antico. Chase King reached third base, and then on the throw-in, it missed Elvis Peralta Jr. He couldn't handle it, so King ended up scoring to make it 4-1 at the time. The Mohawks would come back to tie and take the lead, though, and that is why we are here tonight. In a winner-take-all Game 3 is that first pitch to King out of the University of Texas San Antonio, misses low, 1-0. King in the regular season was one of the catalysts in the lineup for Jamestown. He had a walk-off RBI single to win them their West Division title in the regular season, and also he led the team in triples with 7. In the playoffs, he's 5 for 20, leads everyone in playoff at-bats, as that one, they say he did not swing. It was low, so it's now 2-1 here to King. But he does have 3 runs scored and 3 doubles in those 5 hits to go along with a playoff RBI. The 2-1, cut on and missed. And that evens at 2-2. Lockhart coming off of a phenomenal start in Watertown to clinch the Mohawk spot in this finals. In the game where he got a lot of run support, we'll see how it goes against Jamestown ace Christian Young, as that curveball will be grounded foul down the first base line. Brella fields it in foul territory, and we'll do it again.
And Chase King is one of the freshmen playing for the Jammers. He's out of University of Texas in San Antonio, from Texas.
Yeah, so the Road Runners. Meep.
He has made quite the trip to get up to New York.
The 2-2. That one is in on the inside corner. Called strike 3. Trip Lockhart picks up his first strikeout on the night. And we will head to the second here at Shuttleworth Park. No score between the Jammers and Mohawks. You are listening to Game 3 of the PGCBL Finals, presented by KCG Development. Tanner Allen will lead off the top of the second here at Shuttleworth Park. We're going to remind you a lot, sorry, but if people are coming in and out of the stream, I want to make sure they know Amsterdam is the away team, as that one catches the outside corner from Christian Young out of West Virginia against the Mississippi State Bulldog. Allen at the plate, who has not had that great of a playoffs for the Mohawks. He did have a 3-run triple in their first round game against Albany.
Yeah, he's 3 for he's
3 for 21. You were
21.
Right.
Yep. So that's a 143 average.
The 1-1 is cut on and missed by Allen. It'll be 1-2. But I will say in the regular season, he showed why he deserves to be in this cleanup spot still for Amsterdam, not only because it's kind of a superstitious thing. You want to just keep your lineup the way it is if guys have been hitting and scoring runs, as that one is fouled off by Allen. It'll still be 1-2. But Tanner also hit .323 in 17 games for Amsterdam. In 65 at-bats, he had 21 hits, 14 runs scored, 14 RBIs. And the 1-2, that one will be punched foul once again, as Allen stays alive. His biggest thing last night, it seemed like he couldn't hit a ball on the ground. He popped everything up, I think. Out of all of his at-bats, he might have went 0 for 4 with the walk or 0 for 3 with the walk.
That was the second consecutive night he did that.
The 1-2, that one is punched foul as he stays alive against Young here. And this will be a huge part of the Mohawks' success tonight, how many good quality at-bats you could say they get against Christian Young. Last night they had 17 apparent quality at-bats out of 35. That's only 49%. That curveball in there for a called strike 3, as Young already has his 3rd strikeout on the night. As that will bring up Shane Muntz, the designated hitter, who was the DH yesterday as well and came in to save the game on a 6-out save for the Mohawks. We mentioned, I think he walked 5, you said?
Yeah, he walked 5 and struck out 5, I'm pretty sure. So
he had to work around some base runners that he put on himself, but he allowed no runs, kept that lead, and sent us to this decisive Game 3. As that ball misses high and away, he'll be 1-0.
Yeah, he gave up no runs on no hits. So a no-hit or 2 innings for Shane Montz.
As that one misses high, it's 2-0 now. Yeah, in 5Ks, he seemed to be dominant, except for just the fact that he couldn't hit the strike zone at points. He bounced a couple that we thought would move up some runners to the point where they would score the tying run, but Joe Genord made a nice couple of plays behind the plate. That one fouled off by Muntz as Genord sits on deck. And it's been cool to see Muntz and Genord go back and forth behind the plate, as Muntz has had to pitch at points. Sometimes he just plays DH and gets a rest on his knees while Genord goes behind the plate. Genord has DH'd a lot. And both guys have been sluggers in the lineup as that one misses outside. It's 3-1 in Game 1 of the PGCBL Championship Series. They went back-to-back, as we've seen back-to-back games where we've seen Mohawks go back-to-back. That's kind of cool. You don't really see that often. As that 3-1 is nubbed foul, and it'll be a full count now.
Speaking of back-to-back, I think this may be Joe Genord's first time this season catching back-to-back games.
It might be, yeah. And I mean, that's fine. It don't matter how his knees feel tomorrow because all there is tonight. And I would expect that they left him behind the plate, first off, because Joe's a very fierce competitor. He already has a 2016 championship ring with the Mohawks. He wants another one, so I'm sure he said, put me in, coach. I want to be behind the plate. I want to help these guys win another championship. As that curveball misses high, and Shane Muntz is on with a one-out walk here.
The Mohawks will be looking to get to the Jamestown bullpen as fast as they can. And opposing pitcher Christian Young is already approaching 30 pitches. And he only has 1 out right now in the second. So the Mohawks are not giving him anything easy compared to their usual strategy of swing early, swing often. As
Young only walked 6 guys compared to 27 strikeouts over 27 innings in the regular season. Trying to bounce back from that loss in the semifinals. First pitch into Genord is ripped high and deep to left field. It is back. It is gone. A 2-run home run as Joe Genord has given the Mohawks a 2-0 lead early. The South Florida Bull continues to etch his name as the greatest hitter in Mohawks history. I'm done saying arguable. This guy is unbelievable. And the Mohawks take this early 2-run lead.
And I said that Joe Genord was due for one tonight since last night he had off, and sure enough in his first
Look at that. He destroyed that one down the line. Of course, we have short porches, but it's the tall fence. But I've never seen Joe Genord hit a line drive home run. Every time it's a towering moonshot, as Justin Foskey will step in out of Mississippi State playing third base tonight. Looks to bunt, but will take a strike as he pulled it back. 0-1.
And he was the hitman of the game, was he not, Adam?
And Joe Genord, I believe, was. Yeah, I didn't think we heard it on the PA loudspeaker, but if I'm not mistaken, as that curveball is driven deep to left field, as the left fielder Timko moves back and it actually clears the wall. It'll be a home run. Oh my God, I thought it was going to hit the top part of the wall. Back-to-back jacks 3 days in a row here for the Mohawks. Justin Foskey follows it up. Amsterdam now up 3-0 in the top of the second. As Foskey and Genord are pumped up. As this place, it was pumped up to start, but now it's juiced. And we saw the same thing happen last night. When home runs come out, they come in bunches. Anthony Barone, the head coach for Jamestown, out to talk to Christian Young, trying to settle down his pitcher.
Young has now let up the same amount of runs this game as he did all of the regular season. He let up 3 runs, two of them earned, and now he's let up 3 earned here to start this game 3.
And now Coach Doug O'Bray comes out to talk with his pitching coach, as it will bring up Jake Hammond, the left fielder out of Morehead State College.
Shout out to Mrs. Hammond, who I know is listening.
Yeah, she's listening. We saw Jake's father, Dave Hammond, here last night be represented as our hero of the night, a veteran in Operation Desert Storm in Afghanistan. And I believe it was also Operation Enduring Freedom, as the first pitch into Hammond is swung on and missed, 0-1. And the 0-1 misses. It actually catches the strike zone at the knees. It'll be 0-2 now.
Jake did not love that call. Calling time, having a quick discussion with the umpire. Steps back in now.
Hammond in the regular season started off slow, ended up hitting 300. That one popped up into shallow left field. Back goes the third baseman Hayes, and he'll make the catch in foul territory. And that'll be the second out. As that'll bring up Elvis Peralta Jr. out of Marshall University. Elvis has had some struggles in the playoffs in these 4 games, but in the regular season he finished hitting .302 with 22 extra base hits to go along with 14 stolen bases. One of the best all-around hitters on the team.
He also is quite good defensively, playing shortstop all year.
As that one is cut on and missed by Peralta Jr. 0-1. We've mentioned it 1,000 times. His one main check against him is just that he struck out a lot. As he struck out, I believe, 46 times in the regular season. That one popped foul by the shortstop. And it's 0-2 quickly as Young now looks to work quickly and get out of this inning after giving up back-to-back home runs. That's put Amsterdam up 3-0. The 0-2, cut on and missed by Peralta Jr. That will be the 4th strikeout in just 2 innings for Young, but not before Amsterdam puts up 3 runs on 2 hits. As there were no runners left on, no errors in the inning. We head to the bottom of the second here at Shuttleworth Park. Amsterdam up 3-0 in Game 3 of the 2018 PGCBL Championship Series presented by KCG Development. Brandon Nani out of Winston-Salem State University will step in to face off against Trip Lockhart to lead off the bottom of the second inning. That off-speed pitch is in there for a called strike, 0-1. Lockhart had a 1-2-3 first with 1 strikeout, as he has now already been given a 3-0 lead. That one punched foul down the left field line, out of play by Nani. It'll be 0-2. The first baseman for the Jammers did win Most Outstanding Player in the semifinals after Game 1 walk-off RBI single and then 3 RBIs in the deciding Game 3. That one just off the plate. Janor tried to frame it, but he couldn't get the call. And it'll be 1-2 now.
And the Mohawks, with only 2 games played against the Jammers this season, have not seen Young yet, so just a quick start out of them.
That 1-2 was punched into shallow left field. Elvis Peralta Jr. coming over to make the pop-out catch for the first out. And I mean, we've talked about Joe Janord this entire season. He did a great job for the Mohawks in 2016, won the team MVP, as Jeff Timko, the left fielder out of Eastern Michigan University, steps in. But Janord, in just these playoffs alone, in these 5 games, as that one is in there for a called strike on the inside corner, 0-1. But Janord is hitting now 8 for 22 with 5 runs scored, 4 home runs, and 6 RBIs. As that one is on the outside corner, even though it is dropped by Janord, and it's 0-2 now. as we'll see a lot of balls get cycled probably due to the wet turf already after that quick rainstorm delayed our start time.
Yeah, including tonight, Genord has 8 hits this postseason. 4 of them are home runs.
As that curveball misses off the plate, it'll be 1-2 now to Timko, who had a great Game 3 of the semifinals in their Jamestown series against Geneva. 6 RBIs in that game, including, I think, 2 triples. And the 1-2. Curveball chopped up the middle. Elvis Peralta Jr. has to charge on it. Makes the jumping throw to first. And that nice play will be his second put out of the inning for out number 2.
And he was over in that hole between first and second by the time he finally was able to slow himself down. He got a head of steam there.
Yeah, as Tanner Allen probably could have tried to make the play there, but it was just a better angle for Elvis Peralta Jr. charging it and running towards, at least kind of towards first base, as he had to jump and kind of shift his body to try and make an accurate throw as Dalen Lee out of the University of California, Irvine, steps up to the plate. First pitch will miss, and it's 1-0. Lee is a Santa Ana, California native, sophomore out at UC Irvine, as the lefty chops one right in front of the plate. Trip Lockhart to try and make a play, and they will not get the out at first. Richie Barella thought he had it, but the first base umpire calls Lee safe, who I think tried to bunt on there.
Yeah.
As I thought maybe he had just chopped it there, but he kind of did a little like drag bunt.
Lockhart did make a good throw, but he stuck until he was not able to get it out of his hand fast enough, I don't think, to because it was the throw was accurate. It just...
Yeah, as that will be the first hit for the Jammers, and that will bring up Ben Lavorsi out of St. Louis University, who has caught all 3 games here for Jamestown in this series. First pitch into him, misses high, 1-0. With Lee at first, we mentioned Jamestown led the regular season in stolen bases, but Amsterdam has taken advantage by swiping more bags this series as that curveball catches the outside corner, evens it at 1-1. Lee slid back into first thinking that there would be a pickoff throw from Joe Genord, but he doesn't send it down. Lee in the regular season stole 13 bases out of 17 tries. The 1-1 from Lockhart is on the outside corner, and he is ahead 1-2 here. Forsey.
This umpire has a bit of a delayed call on his strikes.
As Chris Rubottom out of Wofford University stands on deck. But he's certainly different than last night. As that one is cut on and missed by Lavorsi, dropped by Genord, but he tags him for the 3rd out. That is the 2nd strikeout of the night for Lockhart. And we will head to the 3rd here at Shuttleworth Park. Amsterdam over the Jamestown Jammers in Game 3 of the 2018 PGCBL Championship Series, 3-0. You are listening to the Championship Series on the Amsterdam Mohawks Broadcast Network, presented by KCG Development. Mike Antico set to lead off the top of the 3rd inning here at Shuttleworth Park. And in case folks are wondering, no, we are not in the Twilight Zone. The Mohawks are the away team. They're batting in the top of the third. Up 3-0 already on Jamestown here in Game 3 of the PGCBL Championship Series. First pitch to Antico, misses high, 1-0. Mike struck out swinging in his first at-bat, 0-for-1. That pitch was lifted into center field. Now King ranging to his right, settled under it, and will make the catch. Now retire Antico for the first out.
Generally speaking, the Mohawks, if they are making contact, they're getting under it. They have a couple of home runs, a pop-out, and now a fly-out to go along with 1 ground ball and 4 strikeouts.
As Richie Brella steps up to the plate. I think both of these lineups were set the way they were because first off, as that one will be grounded on a hop, O'Donnell waits on it, has to make a quick throw, and the throw will pull the first baseman Nani off the bag. So that E6 will put Barella on base here with 1 out. And it will bring up Michael Ludwig here, the left-handed right fielder out of Wake Forest University. And our apologies, folks, on we know that our stream has been inconsistent. We'll try to stay connected at all times. We try to make sure no one is on our Wi-Fi signal or anything like that, so we can only use it for the stream, but we can only control that to a certain extent. Ludwig bats here as the first pitch from Young is on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. And I'm surprised that O'Donnell wasn't able to make that play. He sat back on it. I thought if he was able to sit back on that, he would feel confident on the throw, but he pulled Nani off the bag enough where he couldn't make the play. That one driven deep to right field, and it will be out of here. Michael Ludwig with a 2-run home run gives Amsterdam a 5-0 lead here in the top of the third. Third home run already given up by Christian Young. And the boys are already pumped up here. Ludwig points to the sky, crosses home. As Amsterdam continues to pour it on Young, already 5 earned runs. As the sky looks gray, but we have no precipitation, luckily, as Tanner Allen steps up to the plate. As that home run was the 7th of this series for Amsterdam. Absolutely using the long ball. That one punched on a line to the second baseman, Migliori, who makes the catch for the second out. That one jammed Tanner Allen in on the hands. And he will be retired for the second time tonight. And that'll bring up Shane Muntz out of Wake Forest. Muntz in his first at-bat walked and then scored on the 2-run home run by Joe Genord last inning. First pitch into Muntz on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. And there's some quabble from the Mohawks faithful behind home plate. A lot of our season ticket holders who luckily are able to sit there right now with no precipitation. Hopefully we'll be able to get this game all the way in. The 0-1 from Young, curveball sits high. It'll be 1-1.
Yeah, hard to pitch high to Shane Muntz there. Is at 6'4". He is probably the most physically imposing guy on the team.
Yeah, he is, but also that goes against him with his strike zone, as that curveball is on the outside corner, and it'll be 1-2. Now, Muntz was a little peeved at that one. That one seemed to be off the plate, but the call goes to Young. And they throw Shane Muntz out of the game. And Doug O'Bray now coming on. That was such a quick trigger in Game 3 of the championship. That's just, I don't think he said anything enough to get thrown out, warrant that. Doug O'Bray is heated right now. And he asked the home plate umpire why he decided to toss Muntz. And luckily he isn't playing in into the field position, but that's a huge loss for Amsterdam here. Muntz got the save last night, and he might have even come on again to pitch later in the game if the Mohawks had a lead. But now they lose.
Yeah, you never see this in a championship game, and Shane Muntz will now go to the bathroom real quick, change jerseys, get back in there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right now pinch hitting Rain Krantz.
Yes.
out of
Noah Buddy.
Yeah, Noah Buddy. As Shane Muntz gets a nice rousing ovation, gets some words of encouragement from his teammates. Muntz looks absolutely crushed. I feel terrible for him right now. I think that's a travesty to get thrown out like that. Bray is certainly not happy with that, as now we'll try and see who the Mohawks will counter with. There will be a 1-2 count on whoever their next designated hitter would be. They have Richie Neitz on the bench, Ben Rhodes. If we have to, Johnny Decker they have.
The only other guy who hasn't at bat this postseason so far is Ben Rhodes compared to the guys in the starting lineup tonight. Ben Rhodes 1 for 1 with a double and an RBI, but
also Nick DeBrino could hit if needed.
Just shocking, as it looks like it'll be Richie Neitz.
Yeah, that's probably the right play. Richie Neitz off the bench, who has mainly played second base for Amsterdam this season out of Florida Atlantic University. Also, if anyone gets a chance, check out former Amsterdam Mohawk Tyler Frank in short season A ball tonight at Joe L. Bruno Stadium, where the Valley Cats are playing against the Hudson Valley Renegades in the New York Penn League. Frank playing for the Renegades, also out of Florida Atlantic University.
I guess we'll just get back underway here.
With Neitz now as our designated hitter.
That was a bizarre turn of events there for the Mohawks.
Neitz, a Fort Myers, Florida native. The new designated hitter here after Shane Muntz ejected for arguing balls and strikes, it seemed like, with the umpire. The 1-2. That one is fouled off and not held by Lavorsi, the catcher, so Neitz stays alive. Neitz in the regular season ended up hitting .241, 21 for 87 over 30 games. He had 16 runs scored and 11 RBIs to go along with 4 doubles and 2 home runs. That one misses away. It'll be 2-2 now to the Florida Atlantic Owl. And this is interesting to see Neitz come pretty much cold off the bench. That curveball ripped to the left side. O'Donnell, though, makes a nice leaping snag. And that will retire Neitz to end the top of the third, but not before Amsterdam adds 2 more on a 2-run home run from Michael Ludwig. But they lose an important piece in Shane Muntz after he argued balls and strikes, as we will head to the bottom of the third inning here at Shuttleworth Park. It is 5-0 in favor of Amsterdam over Jamestown. You are listening to Game 3 of the PGCBL Championship Series presented by KCG Development. Chip Lockhart will face the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the Jamestown Jammers order here in the bottom of the third. Curveball in there for a called strike. 0-1 to Chris Rubottom out of Wofford University. As we have the same 9 players in the field for Amsterdam, as that one misses low, evens at 1-1. But Shane Muntz was ejected in the top half of the inning as he was in the DH spot, argued balls and strikes on a curveball that made it 1-2 in his at-bat. He didn't like the call, and the home plate umpire said he had heard enough after a couple of quips and tossed him. Richie Neitz now in that position as that one missed low and away, and now there's some noise from the Mohawks fans as that one is punched into right field. Michael Ludwig moving to his left, and he settles under it. It makes a little running catch for the first out. And that'll bring up the 9-hitter, Brett Migliori, out of Canisius College. That pitch misses low, and now it's 2-0 here to Migliori. As Lockhart gets a new ball there after that one was in the dirt on deck. The leadoff hitter, Alex O'Donnell. That pitch misses outside. Now it's 3-0 here to the 9-hitter Migliori. As Lockhart has yet to walk anyone in the first time through the order. That 3-0 is in there for a called strike. 3-1 now. And the sky has grown darker. We have the lights on here at Shuttleworth. In the bottom of the third, Amsterdam up 5-0 over the Jamestown Jammers. That one outside, and that will give the Jammers their second base runner of the night with one out. And O'Donnell out of Mercyhurst stepping to the plate.
Yeah, heading into this inning, Lockhart only had 26 pitches. He has since, with the walk and the 4-pitch at-bat to Chris Rubottom, has seen that grow substantially. But so far, so good pitch count-wise for Lockhart to try and go 6 or 7.
First pitch into O'Donnell, misses low and away, curveball. 1-0 as O'Donnell's 0 for 1 with a ground out to second to lead off the bottom of the first. Lockhart from the stretch, the 1-0. That one is punched to the right side. Tanner Allen cannot get to it. That will be a base hit. Stopping at second is Migliori. It'll be in first and second here with still only one out for Sterling Hayes. And I'm kind of surprised that Allen didn't try to go all out for that one. It must be because of the turf. It might be a little saturated. I don't think he minds getting dirty, but he definitely doesn't want to get his knee caught up or anything like that and get hurt, as that one misses away. It'll be 1-0. Hayes in his first at-bat was 0 for 1 with the ground out as well. The 1-0 on the outside corner evens at 1-1.
This is the first time Jamestown has really threatened so far this game, but they have scored early in a bunch in the 2 other games we've seen them.
Yeah, as that's the second time is extremely important as that curveball misses low. 2-1. A lot of people say the third time through the order is the most important, but the second time, if you're able to get that run or two, once you see that same pitcher in the 5th, 6th, or 7th inning, then those at-bats come a little bit easier because then he has to worry about that hit that you got off of him on a fastball earlier, as that one is driven to right field. Michael Ludwig ranging back, and he will watch it clear the wall. A 3-run home run by Sterling Hayes brings Jamestown back within 5-3. As that is the second 3-run homer of this series we've seen out of Jamestown, as Alex O'Donnell last night had one. And that will now bring up the 3-hitter Chase King out of UTSA. We'll see pitching coach Greg Christodoulou come out to talk with Trip Lockhart. That's a big hit there for Hayes as he was struggling in these playoffs. Coming up big here for Jamestown to get them back into the game as the sky continues to grow darker. Before that, if I can find it, Hayes was hitting 176 with no RBIs. Now he has those 3 and gets his 4th hit of the playoffs to go along with 3 runs scored. And we certainly knew this one wasn't going to be a blowout on either side. Both of these teams are just too good, too talented of lineups. As King bats here, he so far is 0 for 1. He struck out in his first at-bat. That one fouled off, 0-1. As we haven't seen a lot of Mohawks use it this year. We saw Ludwig just hit a home run over the right field wall, but that is even shorter than on the left side as the 0-1 is cut on and missed. Nice off-speed pitch there from Lockhart, and it's 0-2. But I really think that Jamestown loves that short porch and right. They've been going the other way with those at-bats.
Yeah, and for not a team that does not hit a lot of home runs, it's surprising to see a couple of home runs here at Shuttleworth.
That 0-2 is cut on and missed. King is down for his second strikeout on the night. As that is the third of the night for Lockhart. And it will bring up Brandon Nania. Nani out of Winston-Salem State so far tonight is 0 for 1 with a pop-out. First pitch into him is fouled off, almost hits the on-deck hitter Jeff Timko as he jumps back. 0-1 here to the first baseman. And now this crowd has quieted down after that 3-run home run. Jamestown back in as that curveball misses low and inside. 1-1 now. Of course, Mohawks still hold a 2-run lead. Biggest thing for Lockhart here is not to try and extend this inning with any walks or easy extra base hits, as that one is cut on and missed by Nania. And his off-speed stuff in the middle of the count to get ahead has been very good for Lockhart early on. It seems like he's only really given up one bad pitch, so to speak, and we saw that really Zane Stevens last night too. The 1-2. And they say he went around for a strike 3. That is the 4th strikeout on the night for Lockhart. As we will head to the 4th here at Shuttleworth Park. In that inning, 3 runs are scored on 2 hits. No errors and none left on. Your score after 3. Amsterdam 5, Jamestown 3 in Game 3 of the PGCBL Championship Series presented by KCG Development. Joe Genord, after hitting a 2-run home run to give the Mohawks their first runs of the game, will lead off the top of the 4th here against Christian Young.
As the weather gets more and more ominous.
Yeah, it's just darker. This is real scary as that one misses high, 1-0. The biggest thing is that these guys, I mean, as long as we cover the mound, they're willing to just take a 1-hour delay and then play through it. But the biggest thing is the lightning that could come, as that one is fouled off behind the grandstand. 1-1 here to Genord. Mentioned he's 1 for 1 with that 2-run home run over the left field wall. His 4th of the playoffs, as he had 15 total in his Mohawks career in the regular season. That one grounded to the left side. O'Donnell snags it. Backhand throws the first. And Genord for the first out. That'll bring up Justin Foscue, who is 1 for 1 so far tonight with a solo home run of his own, as he went back-to-back with Genord in the top of the 2nd.
And Foscue never really had the power that his Mississippi State teammate Tanner Allen had. Tanner Allen was always the more prominent power hitter, but Foscue having more success now.
As that one's cut on and missed by Justin, 0-1. Yeah, I'd say Foscue, when he steps up to the plate, you would expect him more to hit a single or a double, certainly, than to smack one over the fence. The 0-1 misses outside. It'll be 1-1. As Foscue in the regular season In 17 games played, he hit .304. The 1-1 misses low. It'll be 2-1. And he did have 2 doubles and 2 home runs during the season, but only 9 RBIs. He did walk 16 times, so his on-base percentage was very good in the limited at-bats with Amsterdam, as that one is fouled off. It'll be 2-2 now to the third baseman. Here, 1 out on deck, the 8-hitter Jake Hammond. The 2-2 misses low, and it'll be a full count now to Foscue. Justin in the playoffs is only hitting 3 for 18, but of course now that's up to 4 for 19 with an RBI with that solo home run in his first at bat. The 3-2 misses low and away, so Foscue is on here with a 1-out walk, as that'll bring up Jake Hammond.
Hammond was at 234 heading in 235 heading into the night.
In the playoffs, yeah.
Yeah. 4 for 17. Sorry.
4 for 17, yeah, I believe 17. You're correct.
It's dark now with all of these clouds. It's a little tough to see. And perhaps I should have taken out my glasses.
Foscue on first here. First pitch into Hammond. That one punched foul, and he'll get out of play on the left side. 0-1 to the Moorhead State Golden Eagle, who, out of all the guys who have to fly back home tomorrow, you know, trying to get back to their families, enjoy whatever little summer they have left before they have to head back to college, Jake has to go back to school in Moorhead, Tennessee on Friday. Wow. So he has to get back there quickly, so he'll hop probably right on a plane tomorrow morning from Amsterdam, probably right in Albany, as that one is a check of the runner. Foscue at first, he slides back in safely. But Jacob, a Smyrna, Tennessee native, we had an interview with him yesterday during the day prior to Game 2 in the 0-1. That one punched into right center field, and that'll be a base hit, and it will roll into the gap. Headed to second is Jake Hammond, and he'll slide in there safely as he actually comes off the bag, and he will be tagged out. And that will move Justin Foscue up to third here. If Hammond didn't take into account the fact that the wet ground would cause him to slip a little bit more.
Yeah, this is not dirt where it'll make it harder to slide. Jake frustrated with himself, but still gets the runner over to the third base.
As I think we'll have to call that a single, then a put out. It'll be an 8-4. Excuse me, 8-6.
And we'll have another mound visit here.
With Young as he gives up that. That was a real rope into the right center field gap by Hammond. And he certainly beat the throw, but just couldn't stay on the bag. As we'll see the 9-hitter Elvis Peralta Jr. up here with 2 outs.
All right. It'll be Elvis Peralta Jr. coming to the plate now. He has, throughout the season, mixed up his music track for his walk-up song lately. Peralta in the playoffs. As he swings at his first pitch, it's ground to the second baseman, who misses it takes a weird bounce, and Peralta is on. The error will be charged to the second baseman. That would be Migliori out of Canisius. And the run will score, so it is now 6-3 after the error. And Mike Antico will now come up to the plate. So that was an unearned run charged to Christian Young. Antico's been on fire since the playoffs have started. He struggled a little bit towards the end of the regular season, but is now back to his old hitting ways. As Peralta takes a sizable lead at first base. He's running, and the throw, it's going to beat him, and he's out. The throw was a good one, and Peralta overslid the bag by a little bit, but his hand stayed on, and he just did not beat the throw. So it'll be Antico to lead off the top of the 5th inning. The Mohawks do score 1 run, though. It'll be unearned. That's 1 run on 1 hit with 1 left on base. It'll be no left on base, actually, with the caught stealing. The Mohawks lead 6-3. This is the Amsterdam Mohawks Network on YouTube Live, sponsored by KCG Development. And we are back here from Shuttleworth Park. It'll be Jeff Timko to lead it off for the Jammers here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And he'll foul that one off towards his first base coach. Trip Lockhart at 48 pitches will remain out there. It was a little bit tricky to see whether or not it was actually him, as the Mohawks uniforms, if you look up the Ottawa Senators alternates, the hockey team, it looks like that. As Timko strokes one into left field, it'll get to the gap. Antico able to cut it off, so Timko will be held to a single. So another base runner on against Lockhart, and Dalen Lee will be up next. As there's a slight holdup, we're not exactly sure where Lee is. A delay a game tactic, perhaps, although we have seen this out of the Mohawks before, so we'll wait and see. As somebody will finally emerge. Wait to make sure it is Lee before I announce it. Yeah, it is Lee. So only just with the delay a game there, taking his time to get out there. But the UC Irvine product will now take up his spot in the left-handed batter's box with the runner on first and Jeff Timko. First pitch of the at-bat in from Lockhart is swung on and fouled straight back into the dugout where Lee came from. He'll stop and make sure that everybody's okay, as that was a hard-hit ground ball into the dugout. Lee so far this postseason batting .412, best on the team for the Jammers, although that's up since tonight as he is 1 for 1 with a single. That pitch is in the dirt, and Timko able to advance to second on the wild pitch. So Joe Genord unable to keep that one in front of him as the pitch was low. It'll now be 1-1 to Lee. With Timko on second base. We'll have a quick reset of the scoreboard here as it was incorrect. Timko does have some speed, although he is yet to record an actual stolen base this postseason. The 1-1 in from Lockhart is a strike, and his bat is past the Mohawks dugout in the stand and made it over the netting. So apparently in the delay, when we were waiting for Lee to come back out of the dugout, he did not grab any pine tar. And that bat slipped out of his hands and made it well into the stands. Hopefully everybody's okay over there. That was a strike. And the bat has made its way back to the field, so the first base coach for the Jammers will now walk it back out. On a wet night, we'll see a couple of different miscues, I'm guessing, although that one a little bit more severe than most. So the 1-2 now, Lockhart has a chance at his 5th strikeout of the night. And the pitch is fouled off behind the plate. Count will remain 1-2. Eight of the 9 runs scored so far this game have come off the bat and gone out of the park. They've been home runs. And that one is swung on and shot into right field. That won't have the distance, although Timko will be able to tag up. As Ludwig has a nice arm, but it won't be enough. As Timko now overslides the bag, but is able to barely remain on. So the sacrifice fly there, or fly out where Timko can advance to third. Ben Lavorsi up next, the catcher. Important storyline so far as the night moves ahead is that the Mohawks no longer have designated hitter / pitcher / catcher Shane Muntz. He was ejected in the 2nd inning, I believe, 3rd inning, for calling balls and strikes. And Lavorsi will pop that one up to the shortstop, Elvis Peralta Jr., who will make the catch. Timko remains planted on third base with 2 outs now. And with the score 6-3, we'll just look for Lockhart to get as deep as possible into this game and hand it over to the bullpen with a sizable lead. This is the biggest lead the Mohawks have held this series, except for that 5-run lead they held momentarily in the bottom of the 3rd inning before that home run by Sterling Hayes. So the 0-0 now to Rubottom. First pitch catches the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. Rubottom's the designated hitter tonight, as he has for all 3 games. And that one's bounced in the dirt, but nicely picked by Joe Genord. It'll go to 1-1. It was a nice night for Mohawks alumni in the major leagues, as we had a couple of debuts, and that one catches the outside corner. It's a fastball for a strike. It's 1-2 now. Luke Maley for the Toronto Blue Jays, who's been the backup catcher, went 2 for 5 with a double. And then we had Trey Winginter make his debut for the Padres. And that one gets behind Genord, and Timko will come in to score. As that was a slow developing play, but the ball was in the dirt and got behind Timko. So Trip Lockhart with a few wild pitches here in this inning, and they'll appeal as Rubottom attempted to swing but was able to hold it back. So it'll now be 2-2 to Rubottom after the wild pitch, and 6-4 now to in the Mohawks' favor. And he'll ground that one off, and it'll remain 2-2. So as soon as the Mohawks try and get some distance away from Jamestown, Jamestown comes storming right back. And now with nobody on, with 2-2 count with 2 outs, the pitch is a called third strike on the lower outside corner. Hard able to get out of the inning, only giving up the 1 run. It's 1 run on 1 hit with no errors and none left on base. This is the Amsterdam Mohawks Network on YouTube Live for the PGCBL Championship. Game 3, sponsored by KCG Development.
Mike Antica will lead off the top of the 5th here against Christian Young. Thank you to Justin Cohen for taking over for me in that last inning.
So Elvis Peralta Jr., who got thrown out to end the previous inning after what we're now calling a single, Mike Antica will be able to get a second chance at his at-bat.
As Young steps off. Antico so far tonight is 0 for 2. He struck out swinging and flew out to center. But he had a huge hit last night, game-tying 2-run home run that gave the Mohawks life and allowed them to play this game here tonight that they lead 6-4. The 0-1 is in the dirt, and they check the third base umpire to see if Antico swung, but he did not, even at 1-1.
I have yet to see an appeal this series go in the defense's way.
Yeah, we haven't seen anything to say they went around. As that one misses low and inside, it'll be 2-1. I will say, though, I always think that that's a bit of a kind of a bogus thing to ask, because just because those guys have that angle doesn't mean they're going to make the right call on it, or if that they were even paying attention. That one fouled off of Antico, and it'll leave it at 2-2.
Somebody has a flash camera right now in the stands, and it is freaking me out.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's not good for the players either. I think we'll have to, if they continue to do that, I wouldn't be surprised if the umpire actually halted playing, got them to get removed from the ballpark, as flash photography is not permitted here at Shuttleworth Park.
It's just like being in a museum, seeing true artwork.
The 2-2 was just fouled once again. Antico stays alive. This past inning, running back up to our booth here, I heard some guy talking about how this is the Yankees of tomorrow. They're talking about how expensive MLB games are and how nice this is to see great young ball players. As Mike Antico cuts on and misses that one, and he will be down for his second strikeout of the night. And that'll bring up Richie Barella. Barella so far tonight is 0 for 2. He reached on an error his last time up, but came around to score on the 2-run home run by Michael Ludwig in the top of the 3rd. That curveball misses outside, 1-0. But yeah, I think that's a great topic to talk about, because the PGCBL and other summer league teams where they have these young ball players where a solid percentage of them do end up making the show. You know, where professional sports, it's the smallest fraction of 1% that actually make it out of all the players in America. But this is a great opportunity. We have seen already 4 Mohawks in the majors this season.
Yeah, I was just talking about we had Trey Winginter debut last night, as well as Luke Maley, who's been consistently in the Toronto lineup.
2 doubles. He already has a few walk-offs this season for Toronto. The 1-1 in the dirt away. He'll be 2-1 now to Barella.
And I think we have a pretty good group of guys right now in AAA, and an especially good group of guys as we move into the upper single A category.
Also, if you didn't mention it, Matt Gage for the Binghamton Rumble Ponies, the Mets AA affiliate. He went 6 innings scoreless against his old team, the Richmond Flying Squirrels.
And at this point, I'm surprised he's not on the Major League roster.
Yeah, right. As oh my God, he threw 6 scoreless. We can use him. 3-1 count now to Richie Barella here. Young trying to work his way through this inning without giving up any runs, as the Mohawks have scored in each of the past 3 top halves of the inning, as that one catches the outside corner. It'll be 3-2. You notice usually Barella might say something or ask something to the umpire. He did nothing. He turned right around. He said, nope, you're not getting a chance to toss me here. Not today. 3-2 is on the outside corner, called strike 3, and Barella is seething, but it looks like we won't see any argument about it, as Michael Ludwig here will bat with nobody on and 2 out.
And this is Christian Young has potential for it to be his second 1-2-3 inning. He only had 1-2-3 inning in the first against these same 3 batters. And if we're going to line up the same way, Ludwig's about to ground out to the shortstop here, as the first 2 were strikeouts in the first.
That pitch misses inside to Ludwig, 1-0. Yeah, it was actually the same thing, too. Strikeout swinging, strikeout looking. But Ludwig in his last at-bat certainly didn't strike out. He hit a giant home run over the right field fence that gave the Mohawks at the time a 5-0 lead. Jamestown has come back to score 4 runs. The Mohawks have added 1 on an Elvis Peralta RBI single. It's now 6-4 in favor of Amsterdam here in the top of the 5th. The 1-0 to Ludwig is on the outside corner. It will even it at 1-1. We have now a larger strike zone, it seems like, from the umpire, and this isn't exactly the best thing you want to see. You usually want to at least see consistency out of it. He didn't seem to be calling that outside strike, as that one is cut on and missed. It'll be 1-2 until it really kind of shifted with the Shane Muntz at bat. And now all of a sudden Shane gave him some lip over. I mean, we say lip, but I guess Muntz turned around and just asked really about the call, and he got tossed for it. So kind of a short leash there.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll never know exactly what was said there with Shane Muntz. But it also seems, as it's gotten a little bit darker due to the cloud cover, that this umpire has sped up.
The 1-2, that one is punched to the left side. O'Donnell cannot handle it on the backhand, and Ludwig is on for the second time tonight.
Well, he tried. He hit it to the shortstop.
Yeah, right, yeah, I guess it could have been, but that allows the inning to be extended with Tanner Allen coming to the plate. 0 for 2 so far tonight. He struck out looking and lined out to the second baseman, as Allen has not seemed to have made good contact on any pitches this series. It just has been that kind of couple of games here at Shuttleworth Park for Tanner. But he has stayed in the cleanup spot at second base due to his previous success, as that one is chopped foul into the press box, it looked like.
I believe that actually hit off of the catcher's mask before popping up.
Yeah, luckily Livorsi looks to be okay. He'll be 0-1 here to Allen. Mohawks, we mentioned it yesterday and I believe at the beginning of this broadcast, but they are playing without their usual head coach, Keith Griffin. He had to head back home to Pensacola, Florida, as that one is fouled into the mitt of Livorsi. It'll be 0-2 on the Mississippi State second baseman. But we have interim head coach Doug O'Bray at third base and Coach Sean McKenna at first. Greg Christodulo still as our pitching coach. and they've done a phenomenal job in this championship series. And, of course, if Coach Keith Griffin is listening, I think he listened last night. Thanks, Coach, once again for an awesome season. As that one is cut on and missed by Allen, and he will be down for the third out of the top of the fifth. And we wish you the best of luck, of course, back home. As we are halfway done with Game 3 of the PGCBL Championship Series tonight, we will get a winner. As Barry Rouse said, no matter what, in that inning for Amsterdam, no runs on no hits, one error by Jamestown, and one left on. We head to the bottom of the fifth. Your score, Amsterdam 6, Jamestown 4. You are listening to the 2018 PGCBL Championship Series presented by KCG Development. Brett Migliori, the 9-hitter for Jamestown, will lead off the bottom of the fifth here at Shuttleworth Park. Amsterdam up 6-4 over the Jamestown Jammers with Trip Lockhart back on the mound. That first pitch in there for a called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Migliori has yet to record an official at bat. He walked his first time up. That one is also on the outside corner for a strike. 0-2 now.
And Lockhart at 6. This will be his 65th pitch.
As that one is cut on and missed there by Migliori. And he is down swinging for the first out. As that is strikeout number 6 for Lockhart. He had 8 in his semifinal clinching win in Game 2 against Watertown last Friday. As Alex O'Donnell, the leadoff hitter out of Mercyhurst College, steps up to the plate. O'Donnell slaps that one to the left side, and it gets through for a base hit, his second hit of the night, as he continues his hot-hitting championship series. And I wouldn't doubt it if Jamestown found a way to come back and win this game that he would be named most outstanding player, as he has really led them. He had the game-winning RBI walk-off single in the bottom of the ninth of Game 1, and he had a 3-run home run in Game 2 last night. As Sterling Hayes steps up to the plate. Hayes has the biggest hit of this game so far for the Jammers. As the first pitch into him is on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. He had a 3-run home run in his last at-bat that cleared the right field wall. He hit it the other way. At the time, it brought the Jammers within 5-3. It's now 6-4. That curveball is ripped in center field. Mike Antico stays where he is and dips down to make the catch. He came in at first, had to back up, and then he lined it up and settled under it for out number 2.
And it looks like Antico may be having a little bit of trouble defensively lately, as he made that misplay error that resulted in King's home run last night.
Yeah, I don't know if he needs glasses or something. No, I'm just kidding, but I think it's just been sometimes you get into funks even in the field. You see it at the plate, but sometimes in the field it's just hard to read the ball off the bat, and you have those games. As that one is popped foul, and that'll get out played down the left field line. 0-1 here to the 3-hitter Chase King out of UTSA, and this is the hitter who had the Little League home run on that error by Mike Antico last night. At the time, it put Jamestown up 4-1. It seemed like they were in the driver's seat to sweep the Mohawks in this championship series, but Amsterdam came storming back as that one is driven deep to right field, and it is foul, barely, as Chase King just misses a game-tying 2-run home run down the right field line. And Tripp Lockhart just let out the biggest sigh of relief of his life.
As the Mohawks have still been unable to really put any distance between them and the Jammers. They had that 5-run lead early, but really, as far as this series, have only held a 1 or 2-run lead at most for most of this series.
As King had already rounded first base by the time that ball was called foul. That was an absolute jack, but it hooked foul. We saw that happen to Mike Antico last night before he was able to straighten one out and hit one the other way for a 2-run home run. The 0-2 bounces in the dirt. Genord can't stop it. It gets away from him, and O'Donnell will head down to second base on the wild pitch.
And that's Lockhart's 3rd wild pitch tonight, so we'll exchange balls real quick, but a little bit wild.
On deck, the first baseman, Brandon Nania.
Only the 1 walk, though, so far for Lockhart, so he has been able to come back after a wild pitch.
As he only has 1 walk in the playoffs here, and these now he's into his 11th inning pitched. As he walked none over 6 innings, striking out 8 in his first start. The 1-2. That curveball is chopped to Elvis Peralta at short, charges it on to first, and that will retire the side. As the 6-3 gets us through 5 innings here at Shuttleworth Park. In that inning, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 stranded. We head to the 6th in Game 3 of the 2018 PGCBL Championship Series presented by KCG Development. Richie Neitz out of Florida Atlantic will lead off the top of the 6th here for Amsterdam. Up 6-4 over the Jamestown Jammers right now. Christian Young comes out to pitch the 6th for Jamestown. As he's given up 6 hits, only 4 of them earned. Or 6 runs, excuse me, only 4 of them earned. That first pitch to Neitz misses high. It'll be 1-0 to the designated hitter tonight on Florida Atlantic. He had to come in after Shane Muntz was tossed for arguing balls and strikes. The 1-0 is low and inside. It'll be 2-0 now.
So this will be Nitz's first
full at-bat.
Full at-bat of the postseason.
As he had to come in with a 1-2 count, he ended up lining out to Alex O'Donnell at shortstop. And Nitza during the regular season only hit .241, but he had a couple of really opportune hits. At one point, he had a go-ahead 2-run home run in a regular season game, I remember. And the 2-0 misses high. And the other thing is he is a very good runner, better than Muntz. So now in this position you may lose some power at the plate, but you gain another guy who can run the bases. And if you put him on here with a walk, as it's a 3-0 count here to Nitza, that will catch the outside corner, so it'll be 3-1 now.
Yeah, that was a strong 241 for Nitza as far as, I mean.
Yeah, as strong as it can be. I mean,
it,
he had, I believe, 21 hits, but 6 of them were extra base hits, as that one is on the outside corner, and it'll be 3-2. Nitza flipped his bat thinking he had the walk there, and it's just a late call from the home plate umpire. And if Richie Neitz, I'm trying to swing at this pitch because if it's anywhere close, that umpire's calling it. He seems to have a bit of an ego. We've already seen it tonight, and this DH spot has been unlucky.
Nitsa had 24 strikeouts during the regular season.
3-2 from Young is popped up in foul territory. The catcher, Lavorsi, gives way to the first baseman, Nania, who will squeeze it to retire Nitsa with the first out.
And it sounded like every Mohawk fan on the first baseline said that they got it, but it was not enough to throw off the first baseman.
As that will bring up the first baseman, or excuse me, not first baseman, catcher Joe Genord out of the University of South Florida. Genord so far tonight, 1 for 2 with a 2-run home run, as now we see Anthony Barone. He'll make a pitching change. He won't let Genord try to tee off against Young again. As we'll see a righty come on here with 1 out in the top of the 6th. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to the PGCBL Championship Series presented by KCG Development. The new pitcher for the Jammers will be J.J. Dunn, as he came on last night, I believe, too, in this championship series. Dunn, number 4, out of St. Anselm College, as he's an Amherst, New Hampshire native, will face off against Joe Genord here, the Mohawks' most prolific hitter of all time. Currently searching for his second PGCBL championship ring. First pitch into Genord is chopped to the left side. Alex O'Donnell waits on the second hop, chucks to first, and that will get Genord for the second out. Second time Genord has grounded out too short.
So a clean play there by O'Donnell, able to get it on what looked to be a tricky hop.
As that will bring up Justin Foscue out of Mississippi State. Foscue so far tonight is 1 for 1 as he homered in his first at-bat, and he walked and came around to score on that Elvis Peralta RBI single. First pitch into Foscue, misses low.
Done last night went
1-0.
1 inning, giving up no hits, no runs, and 1 strikeout. So he had a nice inning. It was the 8th inning that he covered last night.
Back on trying to stifle the Mohawks and give the Jammers a chance to come back. That one punched to the right side. Nania falls down but makes the catch. They try to turn the spring training play, but they cannot, as Foscue will be on for the 3rd time tonight. And that will end up being an error. I think that's an error on Really, I would say I'm not sure. I want to put it on the pitcher because it hit him in the glove, but I don't know.
I think it might have been on the first baseman fell, and then the throw was not accurate.
Yeah, I would probably say an E3 on Nania.
We're going to call that on Nania.
As this brings up Jake Hammond with a runner on first and 2 out. Hammond is 1 for 2 as he grounds that one to second. Migliori flips to O'Donnell at short, and that will retire the side here in the top of the 6th. As the Mohawks score no runs on no hits, 1 error, 1 left on. We head to the bottom half of the 6th inning in Game 3 of the PGCBL Championship Series, presented by KCG Development. Chip Lockhart is now out after going 5 innings, giving up 4 runs while striking out 6 and walking 1. The new pitcher on for Amsterdam is the lefty number 7, Dale Stanovich, out of Marshall University, an Amsterdam, New York native, out of Amsterdam High School. Dale in his 2nd season with the Mohawks. He had a limited amount of appearances last season. As he'll face Brandon Nania, it will be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for Jamestown here. And it's kind of an early pull, it seems like, for Trip Lockhart. Only 73 pitches, but you know, we don't know what's going through his head or interim coach Doug O'Bray's head, as he might not have been feeling good coming off of that last inning, as that curveball is in there for a called strike, 0-1.
They probably opted there for the fresh arm, as Dale has been pretty good for us this year.
As that one misses high, evens at 1-1. Yeah, Stanovich in the playoffs here, as he's only appeared in 1 inning, but he did not give up any runs on 2 hits. As in that inning, he walked 1 and struck out 2. The 1-1 curveball misses low.
Stanovich led up 12 runs over 20 innings. Good for an ERA of 5.4, but it was a couple of bad outings there. As
that 2-1 is in there on the outside corner, evens at 2-2. And yes, I would say Stanovich is better than what that ERA shows, due to the fact that in a lot of innings that he had to come in, it was either garbage time or he had to eat up times where it was just a tough outing, and he was willing to do it. As that one is cut on and missed by Nania, as Stanovich's first at bat ends in a strikeout. First batter faced, excuse me. 7th strikeout of the night for Mohawks pitching, as that will bring up Jeff Timko out of Eastern Michigan University. Timko so far tonight 1 for 2. He singled in his last at bat and came around to score after a couple of wild pitches. First pitch into him, catches the inside corner, 0-1.
And it looks like the strikeout has now expanded a bit for the Mohawks pitching to match the Jamestown pitching
strike zone, yeah. And the 0-1, that one is punched to the right side, but it will hook out of play. Ooh, and it goes into the bleachers. It looks like everyone's okay, but that one could have ended badly. 0-2 count now here to Timko, the Eastern Michigan Eagle. As it's currently night 8:49 here at Shuttleworth Park, bottom of the 6th. Amsterdam, once again, is the away team as that one is fouled at the plate, and it looks like it was held by Joe Genord, and that will be the second strikeout of the inning already for Stanovich, as he will face off against Dalen Lee out of UC Irvine with 2 outs and nobody on.
Dalen Lee did remember to come out this time. He had a little bit of a delay coming out to the field his last at bat, and then threw his bat into the stands, but he ended up flying out to right field. And
I always miss the coolest at bats as he's 1-2 today. Punches that one to the left side, and that will drop in for a base hit. Jake Hammond fields that one and guns it right in. Jake, falling backwards almost at the wall, just chucks that in and hits Elvis Peralta Jr. on the fly. No issue. Perfect cutoff, man. And that will bring up Ben Lavorsi out of St. Louis University here with the runner on first and 2 out, as he currently represents the tying run for Jamestown, down 6-4 to Amsterdam right now. In this winner-take-all Game 3, I mentioned Amsterdam is the away team. Jamestown will get last ups no matter what, as that curveball sits high. He'll be 1-0. Everyone wanted that call, but it was a big bender. You see that out of Stanovich, as he doesn't have a whole lot of velocity on his pitches, but his so-called junk ballerness certainly is a changeup from Lockhart, as that curveball is swung on and missed there by Lavorsi. He'll be 1-1.
The speedometer has it at 70 miles an hour, which is probably about right. His fastball dials up to around somewhere in the mid-80s.
Yeah, about 85, 86 usually. The 1-1 from Stanovich. Curveball sits high. It will be 2-1 now here to Lavorsi, who's 0 for 2 so far tonight with a strikeout. Leon first had 13 stolen bases in the regular season, so Jamestown has certainly been conservative with their attempted steals here, which is surprising because that's one of the big things that led them to the PGCBL best record of 31-14, as that one catches the outside corner, and Dale is even the count at 2-2.
That, and they need the runners in scoring position right now, down 2 outs and down 2 runs, and we're going to start counting how many outs they have left as we're in the back half of this game. As
Lavorsi waits on the 2-2 from Stanovich. The pitch misses low and away, and there will be a full count now. On deck, the 8-hitter Chris Rubottom out of Wofford University. As we have continued to watch the radar, rain is scheduled for around 10 o'clock. We're trying to get this game in as quickly as possible. The 3-2, that one is punched into center field. Mike Antico has it lined up now to come in a couple of steps, but will make the catch to retire the side. As Dale Stanovich comes in, gives up 1 hit, but throws a scoreless 6th. We head to the to the 7th inning at Shuttleworth Park. 3 innings to go in the PGCBL season. Who will take home the 2018 PGCBL Championship? You are listening to Game 3 of the Championship Series presented by KCG Development. Elvis Peralta Jr. will lead off the top of the 7th inning here for Amsterdam. Up 6-4, trying to get some much-needed insurance here against the Jammers.
All insurance for the Mohawks is sponsored by Jankowski Insurance.
Yeah, Jankowski Insurance sponsors our distance markers here at the ballpark. As the first pitch into Peralta Jr. is driven into right field, and that will fall in for a base hit and hit off the wall. Peralta Jr. on his horse headed to second base. The throw-in misses the cutoff man, backed up by the third baseman Hayes, and Elvis Peralta Jr. has himself a leadoff double. He is pumped up.
And I think the fans really enjoy Peralta showing that emotion. They have all season, but Peralta, especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, Peralta, he hasn't had that most successful of the playoffs, but no matter what, he's awesome to watch. Brings great energy to the team as Mike Antico will come to the plate, as this was what we saw in the 7th inning last night. A leadoff double, well, a one-out double from Elvis Peralta Jr., and then Antico come to the plate, and he ended up jacking a 2-run home run over the left center field fence. As we currently have
the rain sped up.
As the rain seems to be coming in quickly, as we try to get this game in here, top of the 7th. Nobody out. J.J. Dunn still on to pitch out of St. Anselm. As he checks Peralta at second, no throw over.
We're probably looking, if it does start raining, at an hour and a half or so delay.
As that one is ripped right to the second baseman, snagged by Migliori, and they double off Peralta Jr. As that was quickly turns the tide of the inning. Double play, 4-6. Will bring up Richie Barella here with 2 on and nobody out now. Barella so far tonight is 0 for 3. He did reach on an error and come around to score on the 2-run home run by Michael Ludwig. As that first pitch catches the outside corner, 0-1 here. As we see, I think Blake Espinal headed down to the bullpen. We have a righty up in the bullpen for Amsterdam.
Barella heading in tonight had a .438 average these playoffs.
That 0-1 misses high. He evens at 1-1. Yeah, and his on-base percentage was phenomenal. Yeah, so upwards of, I believe, 650 coming into tonight. The 1-1 misses low. He'll be 2-1. Amsterdam right now up 6-4, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. They looked like they were going to be threatening for more, but a quick double play turn by Brett Migliori as they doubled off Peralta Jr. That one slapped to the right side, and that will get through for a base hit. Richie Barella has his first hit of the night here with 2 outs. And Michael Ludwig stepping to the plate. Ludwig 1 for 3 tonight, has reached base twice as he homered in the 3rd and reached on an error in his last at-bat. As we'll have a quick meeting between battery mates Lavorsi and Dunn. Gives Ludwig a chance to talk with interim head coach O'Bray. And I mentioned on last night's broadcast that I thought maybe Doug O'Bray, as the head coach making the decisions, he might be a little more conservative compared to Coach Keith Griffin, who might pull the trigger a little bit quicker when it comes to making, I guess, more high-risk decisions. But I've certainly enjoyed watching O'Bray make these decisions, as it got 7 out of Zane Stevens, and he ended up making the choice to bring out Shane Muntz, who could have been a potential Game 3 starter today, as he knew that they needed, as we will actually see a pitching change here, Anthony Barone out to take J.J. Dunn off, and we'll see a righty.
It was a nice stall job by Lavorsi, able to buy some more time for whoever this may be.
Yeah, as I think it might be Boyer, but we'll see here as we will take a quick break while he warms up. You're listening to Game 3 of the 2018 PGCBL Championship Series presented by KCG Development. And I was correct in my guess. It is Ryan Boyer on out of Pitt Bradford to try and hold the Mohawks to a 2-run lead here still. Richie Burrell on first base with 2 outs. Michael Ludwig at the plate.
Congratulations to Mallory from Syracuse, the winner of tonight's 50-50.
As Mallory of Syracuse wins tonight's 50-50. Congrats to her.
That's the reward for making the drive out here, I guess.
I suppose so.
We saw Boyer in game 1. He got the win pitching 1.1 innings, giving up a walk and recording 4 strikeouts, no runs. So he had a pretty nice start, outing, and happened to be in position for when the Jammers walked off.
Boyer in 3 playoff appearances, 4 1/3 innings pitched, has given up 4 hits and 1 earned run, like you mentioned. Walked 2, struck out 7 in those 4.5 innings, and he already has actually 2 playoff wins to go along with a save.
Impressive for a reliever in such a short time frame.
As he was certainly their most impressive reliever in the regular season.
As I see a Mohawk drawing something into the dirt.
It's Michael Ludwig.
So it must be Michael Ludwig. And the umpire wanted to confirm that it was indeed Ludwig's spot in the order, which it is.
Boyer in the regular season, 19 appearances, 25 innings pitched. Gave up only 7 runs and 4 earned runs to go along with 19 hits. As he walked 6 and struck out 37 over those innings. So a lot of swings and misses out of Boyer. As they checked Burrell at first, he slid back in safely.
Oh. Ludwig has had a pretty good night so far. Has reached base twice, once on a home run and once on the error to O'Donnell.
As a look for another pitch to drive. That first pitch misses outside, though. It's 1-0.
Jamestown's consistently brought pitchers in the middle of innings, whereas it seems that Coach Doug O'Bray, and Coach Griffin before him really tried to wait till in between innings to make their pitching changes.
That 1-0 is on the outside corner, evens at 1-1. And yeah, I think first off they like that because of the pace of play. You know, they want to make sure that they try and get these guys into a rhythm
and
get these at-bats and
started
games going. As, yep, we see the sprinkling starting to happen. We're in the top of the 7th inning here, 2 outs. Michael Ludwig at the plate, 1-1 count, Richie Burrell on first. The 1-1 from Boyer. Misses outside. It'll be 2-1 out of Ludwig. On deck, the second baseman, Tanner Allen, out of Mississippi State. And we thank everyone who is tuning in to us right now here. If you're a Jamestown fan, Mohawks fan, just a PGCBL or baseball fan in general, you guys, of course, are the reason that the PGCBL can exist. We aren't anything without you fans, as that one misses outside. 3-1 count here to Ludwig. And, of course, we're nothing without our wonderful host families this season that have brought all of these guys into their homes on both Amsterdam and for Jamestown. Everyone is very grateful for the sacrifices that you've made to make sure that this season can actually go down, and that includes everyone working here at Shuttleworth Park, as that 3-1 is cut on and missed by Ludwig. It'll run the count full.
Lavorsi's done a pretty good job so far, especially in this at-bat. I've noticed it framing the pitches. He just hasn't gotten the call. And
now a full count here, and it looked like the home plate umpire, I thought he held up a 2-2, but I'm almost certain it's 3-2.
I thought he was telling the first base umpire to steal second there.
Sending the signs down. The 3-2 to Ludwig from Boyer. That one is punched foul, and it will head over the grandstand out play.
And at 3-2, 2 outs, it was Brella that was running on the pitch. Nothing to be surprised about there.
Yep, and I'm sure he'll be going again this time. He'll get his sprints in early tonight.
And we probably won't see batting practice after the game tonight. Either way.
Yeah, either way, I don't think that's happening. I think no matter what, the 9th inning will end the baseball for this evening as they check Brella at first, but there's no one there, and they look to call a balk, and they do. And it is a balk, so Brella gets the free pass to second base.
As Nania did not come over to cover.
Yeah, and that really threw off Boyer on the mound. If he had let go of that pitch, I think they would have let it go, but because he started his motion, turned around, and then just planted his foot without doing anything, they had to call it.
Might be the first balk at Shuttleworth Park all season. I can't recall one exactly.
I think there was one at least on Mohawks pitching. I can't remember the exact pitcher, but it's certainly been a call. Still 3-2 here to Ludwig. The pitch from Boyer. That one is chopped, and it will be a slow roller. The third baseman, Hayes, has no play, and it'll be first and third here with 2 outs for Amsterdam, and Tanner Allen striding to the plate.
So Tanner Allen here with a chance of not quite redemption, as he hasn't really done anything wrong, but a chance to come back, as now Michael Ludwig is going to be seen by some trainers.
So we'll see how Ludwig is. He's kind of bent over. I think that pitch might have hit him in the hand, if anything. It looked like it ran in on him.
I thought it hit off of his leg and it was a foul ball, but he ran to first pretty hard.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're checking right here.
That double play, though, with Peralta and Antico, hopefully that won't come back to bite them, as Peralta would have scored had he been on. And perhaps,
of course,
scored.
yeah, if Antico was able to get the hit anywhere else. And it looks like Ludwig will be all right, as we have our training staff coming back off the field. And it will be Allen up here against Boyer with runners on first and third and 2 outs. Nothing but a good time by Poison. Coming over the loudspeakers, it's good to see people into classic rock still these days.
As I think you mentioned that Allen has had a little bit of trouble since changing his walk-up song, but
as he's 0 for 3 tonight with 2 strikeouts. Yeah, he's just had a tough series, it seems like, overall. At least at the plate, he had that one error, and he would be, out of everyone in the field, probably the most slick fielding infielder, as that first pitch to him misses high. It's 1-0. But anything can be turned around here with a big hit to give the Mohawks some insurance.
Ludwig, especially with the injury, not a likely candidate to steal.
As it's 9:08 right now, we received word that we might see a rain delay around 9:30. We're going to try and get as much of the game in as possible, as that one is cut on and missed by Allen. Evens at 1-1. I am just sick and tired of talking about rain this season.
Yeah, especially this playoff run where everything's so compact. It doesn't allow for a lot of delays or postponements.
Yeah, I mean, Jamestown has to get back home tomorrow. Some of these guys have 8 a.m. flights out to get back home. Sacrificing a lot to be here, putting this game on for us, as that one misses low and inside. 2-1 here to Allen. And I mentioned all of the sacrifices that everyone in either of these organizations have made to make sure that these players can come here, but most of all, thank you to these players for making the choice to come here to Amsterdam and also to play for Jamestown, as that one is fouled off by Tanner Allen. They'll leave it at 2-2.
And as long as we're sending out thank yous, we'll go to the players' parents next for allowing them to come to Amsterdam and Jamestown.
Yeah, and I was going to touch on that too. That is the biggest thing. Without you guys supporting these guys throughout their entire playing careers, through Little League, paying for Babe Ruth leagues, paying for travel leagues, helping out with flight costs and food costs and everything else that it costs to send your kid to college. From the bottom of our hearts, I'm sure from your kids' hearts, we thank you, as that one is cut on and missed. High fastball by Tanner Allen will end the inning. We approach the 7th inning stretch here. Mohawks 9 outs away from a 5th PGCBL championship. You are listening to Game 3 of the 2018 PGCBL Championship Series, presented by KCG Development. awesome rendition of the God Bless America there. I almost said national anthem. It was not. God Bless America by Walt Lane, as he's done that multiple times here at Shuttleworth Park this season. Dale Stanovich back on to pitch in the bottom of the 7th here. It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the Jamestown order. Rubottom, Migliori, and O'Donnell at the top. Genord still behind the plate. All of the other defensive positions the same for Amsterdam. Rubottom so far tonight is 0 for 2. He flew out and struck out, as that one catches the inside corner, 0-1. The designated hitter out of Wofford University in the regular season for Jamestown hit .253 in over 87 at-bats, as that one misses high. Evens count 1-1. As this place has everyone on their feet. As that one misses high, it'll be 2-1, and I'm more like on their toes, like I should have said.
Or maybe on their feet looking for cover.
Yeah, as we currently have, it looks like rain is just starting to fall again, as that one misses high. It's now 2-1. And we'll see how long we can stay on here. The 3-1 to Rubottom. Misses in the dirt, so he is on with a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 7th. That'll bring up Brett Migliori, the second baseman out of Canisius College. Migliori is 0 for 1 tonight. He walked in his first at-bat. As we see Doug O'Bray come out, it doesn't look like we'll have a pitching change just yet, but he'll at least talk with Stanovich about how they want to go at Migliori. And we've divvied around the thank yous for everyone, but also I would like to take time out to first off thank you, Justin, and also our statistician, Ian Klassen. We have had a phenomenal season here, and also to everyone who has tuned into any of our broadcasts or has followed the live stats. If it was at Shuttleworth Park, it was accomplished by us, mostly Justin Cohen here. He's been an all-star for us, so thank you, Justin, for coming on this season.
Not a problem, and thank you, Adam, for letting me join in on these broadcasts, and thanks to former intern Zach Kerr.
Yeah, who we might see in this game. We'll see if he gets some time as that curveball misses low. Squaring around to bunt was Migliori, but he pulled it back, 1-0 here. They look like they'll have the wheel going as they have Barella covering at first, but Justin Foscue in the infield as that one catches the outside corner. It'll be 1-1 now here to the second baseman.
I'd say a pretty relatively cleanly played game so far considering the conditions.
As that curveball misses away. Yeah, we have only seen 2 errors, both on the Jamestown side.
Which, I've got to tell you, is super confusing looking out at the scoreboard.
Yeah, exactly. As Jamestown is in the home slot of the scoreboard, as they are the home team, even though we're at Shuttleworth Park. That one misses outside. 3-1 count now here.
Part of the issue is that since Amsterdam is almost always the home team, Amsterdam's on the bottom.
Right, yeah. So
you would doesn't even say home, it says Amsterdam.
As, of course, Amsterdam would be the home team at every game except for these here, as that one misses outside. And Stanovich has walked the first 2 hitters of the bottom of the 7th here, as that puts the go-ahead run at the plate for Jamestown in the form of Alex O'Donnell.
The last time the Jammers had 2 runners on the base paths, it was cleaned up by Sterling Hayes with a home run. So Dale Stanovich and company will be looking to not have that experience repeated upon them, as Elvis Peralta Jr. will now have a quick chat there with Dale. And Anthony Barone will call over his base runners as we have a slowdown here, which is exactly what we don't need.
Yeah, here with the rain already falling. I mean, of course, it is Game 3. It's hard to tell someone to speed it up when it's the last game of the season deciding on who will take home the PGCBL championship trophy. But as now we have it broken up by the home plate umpire, and we will get this game underway. And I think Stanovich might be having some adverse effects from the rain, which might affect the.
And we'll have a pitching change.
Yeah, now we'll have a pitching change, as that was a nice stall tactic there from the Mohawks to get their bullpen pitchers warmed up. We'll take a break here in the bottom of the 7th. Amsterdam up over Jamestown right now, 6-4. Jamestown threatening, though, with the tying runs on base. You are listening to Game 3 of the PGCBL Championship Series presented by KCG Development. New pitcher on for Amsterdam here with runners on and nobody out. Alex O'Donnell at the plate is Tyler Stafflinger out of New Jersey Institute of Technology. You saw Stafflinger in Game 1 as the first pitch into O'Donnell is upstairs for a ball, 1-0. O'Donnell squared around to bunt. We'll probably see the full wheel working here with Foscue and Barella charging in.
And that is correct, Raventhorn, that it is 3 errors, not 2. I misspoke earlier, as the scoreboard says 2, but it is incorrect, as it so often is.
Tends to happen. There's a lot of goblins in there.
A lot of goblins.
As Stafflinger reset. Now comes set at the belt. The 1-0 is low. It'll be 2-0 now.
As this rain's got to be affecting the Mohawks pitcher's control.
Yeah, as we're currently...
The umpires are discussing it, but I don't think we'll stop yet.
Yeah, as we have a steady rainfall, but the issue is it'll only get worse, it seems like, for at least the next hour or so. So we try to squeeze in as much as we can. As that one misses low, and it's 3-0 now here to O'Donnell, who did not even try to square around to bunt, so I'm sure he'll be taking all the way here.
And with 0 outs so far this inning, the Mohawks could be in danger here of letting up a big inning.
As Stafflinger comes on, trying to shut down the Jammers. That one is in there for a called strike. It'll be 3-1 here to Alex O'Donnell, who tonight so far is 2 for 3. He's singled twice, and that just adds to his phenomenal series here at Shuttleworth Park over the past 3 days. The 3-1 to O'Donnell. That one is on the outside corner, as O'Donnell thought he had the 3rd straight walk for Jamestown, but he will have to come back and face Stafflinger with a full count. We saw Stafflinger come on in the 7th of Game 1 and actually fall behind 3-0 with the bases loaded, then come out and strike out the batter to end the 7th there, the 3-2. The runners were going. That one fouled off.
An interesting call there, having the runners go. They had a nice jump, but still.
I mean, just trying to be aggressive here. The bigger issue there is if that's a line out to one of the infielders on the Mohawks, that's a triple play just handed to Amsterdam. That's the one bad call there. I went to a Mets game in 2009 where that happened, unassisted triple play. Really yeah, to Bruntlet. But that's always
Jamestown's better.
Crazy play to see. So Peralta dancing behind
Rubottom at second.
But no check of the runner. Stafflinger here. 3-2 count. Nobody out. Runners on first and second. Jamestown down 6-4. That one will be grounded foul. Nice bare hand there by Anthony Barone at third base.
And we now have a battle with 7 pitches being thrown so far this at-bat.
O'Donnell has put together some quality at-bats this entire playoffs, as he has proven himself to be one of the most valuable players on Jamestown's roster, helping them achieve the PGCBL best 31-14 record along with the West Virginia, division title. I almost said West Virginia.
Starter tonight for Jamestown from West Virginia. We'll say it's that.
Yeah, we'll get. I guess I get the pass there, but 3-2 count here still to O'Donnell. The payoff from Stafflinger. Curveball popped up as the runners were going. It is Tanner Allen who settles back and will make the catch. Both runners do get back to the base, as that was probably too close for comfort for Rubottom. But the Mohawks get a big break there.
Yeah.
As the runners were going, anything into the outfield that would drop probably would have at least scored 1 run. As Sterling Hayes comes up to the plate. Hayes so far tonight
has the 3-run home run.
Is 1 for 3. First pitch into him misses high, 1-0.
Neither of the 2 batters behind Hayes have gotten on yet this game, although they have been productive in previous games, so no point in walking him here with 1 out to load the bases.
The 1-0 from Stafflinger is in there, evens at 1-1. Rubottom at second, Migliori at first, representing the tying runs for Jamestown. Down 6-4 here. Bottom of the 7th inning. In this decisive game 3 between the Mohawks and Jammers. That curveball catches the outside corner, and Stafflinger is ahead 1-2 here. On deck, Chase King out of UTSA. As the crowd gets into it here, the 1-2 misses high, evens at 2-2. We have no wind here. It looks like the rain continues to fall at a steady pace, nothing too terrible.
Yeah, it's certainly coming down consistently, but no thunder, no lightning so far.
Yeah, as now we have call of time, and I think we might see a rain delay here. Oh, no, we won't, as actually Hayes just called time. I thought maybe the home plate umpire was walking out like he wanted to talk with his umpiring crew, but
yeah, this can't be a fun game to umpire just standing around there in the rain.
Yeah, but of course it needs to get done. We can't extend this season one more day. It will end tonight or tomorrow morning early on if we have to, as that curveball sits high. It's 3-2, and by that I mean at midnight, not at 6 a.m.
Nothing like those 6 a.m. start times.
Yeah, really. Full count now here to Hayes, who has done the most damage for the Jammers this game. The 3-2 once again from Stafflinger. Runners going. That one's popped up. It will be in center field. Mike Antico lines it up, and the runners have to go back to their respective bases as Antico squeezes it for the second out. As Stafflinger has come on and has gotten the 2 outs that in the way that they certainly wanted them. No ground ball outs that move the runners up. Runners still on first and second here for Chase King.
Yeah, he has gotten these 2 outs by the hair on his shinny chin.
And that's all you need to get it by. But he is not out of it yet. King so far tonight 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, but has been a force in the regular season for Jamestown.
Stafflinger's gone to 3-2 counts on both batters he's faced so far. So
King in the regular season, 297 average over 155 at bats. That off-speed pitch catches the inside corner, 0-1.
And the Thundersticks now really imitating what might come with the weather later as they are out and being banged together.
Bottom of the 7th here, 0-1 count, 2 outs. That one is punched to left field. Ranging over is the left fielder Hammond, and he'll watch it clear the wall as they have to keep Jamestown off the field, but that is a go-ahead 3-run home run there by Chase King, and Jamestown is currently up 7-6. As we have seen this back and forth series, Jamestown has come back from down 5-0. And like in the 7th inning last night, the home team takes a 7-6 lead now, 1-run lead. 3-run home run as we will continue to push through the rain here with Brandon Nania now at the plate out of Winston-Salem State.
And I know we have to get through this game here, but I've got to really question the disadvantage towards pitchers, as I'm sure in the next half inning, Jamestown will be at the same disadvantage, but the disadvantage to the pitchers, they're not able to get a good grip on the ball.
First pitch into Nania, catches the outside corner. It'll be 0-1. As the air goes out of Shuttleworth Park now. Big 3-run home run, the biggest of his PGCBL career for Chase King out of UTSA. That one cut on and missed by Nania. Stafflinger ahead 0-2. This game's far from over, but now that turns the tide, and Amsterdam has its back against the wall here. Down 1, rain falling. Bottom of the 7th, they only have 6 outs to work with now. The 0-2. Cut on and missed by Nania. That will end the inning, but not before Jamestown takes the lead here in the 7th on a 3-run home run by Chase King. In the inning, 3 runs on only that 1 hit. No errors, nobody left on. We head to the 8th. In Game 3 of the PGCBL Championship Series, the Jamestown Jammers on top of the Amsterdam Mohawks, now 7-6. You're listening to the PGCBL Championship Series presented by KCG Development. A stunning turn of events here at Shuttleworth Park. Jamestown takes a 7-6 lead on their second 3-run home run of the night, this time by Chase King out of the University of Texas San Antonio. But the Mohawks aren't dead yet. They have 6 outs to work with here as Richie Neitz out of Florida Atlantic will lead off the top of the 8th, and this now comes in a huge spot. This should be Shane Muntz out of Wake Forest, but he was ejected earlier in the game, arguing balls and strikes on what seemed like kind of a quick pull from the home plate umpire. First pitch into Neitz, hits him right in the helmet. As it hit him in the side of the face, he turned around. It looks like he's okay. Carlo Pasquarelli quickly out here. We've seen a player get hit in the head before. It was Jake Hammond. He ended up going down. It was a lot scarier than this. Neitz looks to be okay. He's kind of just disoriented. His helmet fell off as we have the entire coaching staff around. As we all hope Richie's all right. That does put the tying run on base now, but not in the way that the Mohawks wanted it. As they have to check here, they only have so many bench players.
And I seriously need
Neitz is going to be coming out. Yeah, as he is, as I'm sure he wants to continue to fight here, but they will take him out. I would expect, if anything, maybe Ben Rhodes or Nick DeBrino will run for him.
It'll probably be Ben Rhodes. And certainly not intentional. I mean, it's slippery ball right now.
Yeah, slippery ball, and that's the issue here is that now we have the home plate umpire talking with the first base umpire, and you have that issue coming out. They had the whole bottom of the 7th where they let the Mohawks pitch in rain, and now you have Boyer coming out. And the bigger issue
Elvis
here,
Peralta Jr. out on the pitcher's mound,
asking for the rosin bag. I think they're going to switch it out. Yeah,
something we haven't seen this season so far. Elvis on the pitcher's mound.
Yeah, as they were kind of, and now they have Peralta Jr. coming back, and now they're saying that they have to put the rosin bag back. I'm confused here.
As I think the Mohawks were just trying to help there. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not. I think they were trying to switch it out, but the second base umpire said that they couldn't do that. But either way, Joe Genort coming up here representing the go-ahead run. Already with a home run in this game. Nobody out. I'm not sure. It looks like it might have been, it's Ben Rhodes. Yeah, Ben Rhodes on first.
Ben Rhodes.
Long-legged number 17 utility player for Amsterdam.
As we'll hope Richie Neitz is okay.
Yeah, after taking that ball off the head, it was good to see at least him not go to the ground and lose consciousness. And, of course, that becomes now a safety issue. I'm not sure how much longer we'll play in this rain here. I know we have to try and play through it, but you don't want to see any guys get hurt here. First pitch into Genord is upstairs. They say he didn't go around. So it's a 1-0 count here to the University of South Florida Bull. Out of all the guys in Mohawks history you want in the spot, Genord's certainly up there. He might be the first one you pick, as now we have a ball come onto the field, it looks like.
Whoever's warming up in the bullpen will say, my bad.
Airmailed that one. So now we'll resume play. 1-0 count here on Genord. Nobody out. Tying run on first as Amsterdam is down 7-6 here. As the away team in the top of the 8th, so they only have 6 outs to work with. The 1-0. That one cut on and missed. Big swing there from Genord. Evens at 1-1. Joe tonight is 1 for 3. He had that 2-run home run in his first at bat and then has grounded out to shortstop twice. As the Mohawks fans try to rally behind their home team, hearing the decisive Game 3 of the PGCBL Championship Series. That one is hit high to left field, but it looks like Timko will have room at the wall, and he will, and he'll make the catch there at the wall to retire Genord with the first out. And that'll bring up Justin Foscue out of Mississippi State. Foscue has reached base in every at-bat, and now we'll have a mound visit from Anthony Barone, the head coach for Jamestown, to talk with Ryan Boyer. Foscue in his first at-bat hit a solo home run on back-to-back jacks by him and Genord. And then he walked, came in to score on an RBI single by Elvis Peralta in the 5th, and then he reached on an error by the first baseman in the 6th. Excuse me, that was a 2nd, 4th, and 6th innings, respectively, for his at-bats. Foscue will bat here, 1 out. Mohawks 5 outs to work with. Jamestown 5 outs away from their first PGCBL championship. On deck, Jake Hammond out of Morehead State. Rhodes taking a modest lead from first. First pitch to Foscue on the outside corner. It'll be 0-1.
As it's 9:36 now, so this is right about when we were expecting the brunt of things to start.
Yeah, so the rain still steady, but actually looks like it's lightening up slightly. The 0-1. That one is punched foul, and it'll be 0-2 now to Foscue. Foskey, the Mississippi State Bulldog, played in the College World Series this year, knows what it means to be hitting in big-time situations. The 0-2, that one's punched foul out of play as he stays alive here. Boyer living on the outside part of the plate here against Foskey, not trying to give him an inside pitch to pull down the line, trying to give the Mohawks the lead again.
Probably smart, as Foskey was able to turn on one earlier this game.
As 5 of the Mohawks' 6 runs have come via the long ball, and then 6 of the 7 Jamestown runs have come via the long ball. The 0-2 to Foskey misses high. It'll be 1-2.
And that's something we really, really didn't expect to see out of Jamestown coming into the series. 6 of 7 runs scored off the long ball.
Yeah, it certainly would be ironic if the score stood as is. Jamestown would have won it via the long ball as a team that did not hit nearly as many during the regular season, relied mainly on high average hitters and manufacturing runs, as that one misses high, evens at 2-2. Boyer came on last inning, so he will have to throw, if he wants to close this one out, at least I believe 2 2/3.
And we see Jake Hammond on deck, but Elvis Peralta Jr. lurking in the hole right now did for a time lead the Mohawks in home runs, so if he's able to get up, there's a chance there.
Elvis had a double his last time up as well. The 2-2 to Foskey, cut on and missed, and that'll be the second out of the top of the 8th. As Jake Hammond comes up to the plate with 2 outs and a runner on first. Hammond is 1 for 3 tonight as he singled. He should have had a double in the 4th, but he singled and then overslid second base, got tagged out as he is 1 for 3. We talked to Hammond yesterday about his time here in Amsterdam. He played for Jamestown in 2016. This would be a storybook ending for him to get the game-tying hit for Amsterdam, as that one misses high and away. 1-0 here. As Justin mentioned, on deck is Elvis Peralta Jr. In the hole, Mike Antico. So either way, the Mohawks will have their top part of the order up in the 9th, regardless of what Jake does here. The 1-0 is punched foul. That will even at 1-1. The third baseman Hayes took a look, but it got out of play. As it has become eerily quiet here, the Mohawks fans trying to rally behind their team. Thundersticks out here tonight. But the rain combined with Jamestown taking the lead late has deflated some of the cheers, but the Mohawks are still alive. The 1-1 from Boyer. That one is punched foul once again, and it's 1-2 now to the Morehead State Golden Eagle.
You have the white Suburban AUX 8935. Please move your vehicle. White Suburban AUX.
Ben Rhodes at first base, 2 outs, 1-2 count to Hammond in a season where he saw probably the scariest injury of his life happen to him, get hit in the head, and luckily we saw Richie Nietza get hit in the head earlier in this inning, but luckily it seemed like he was okay. He was taken out of the game, of course, precautionary, and he will be evaluated by our trainer, Carla. The 1-2 to Hammond. Misses outside, evens at 2-2.
Jake Hammond does know something about these storybook endings, as he was the one who scored the winning run in the sudden death game against Albany earlier this postseason.
As the Mohawks have had a tumultuous playoffs, but have continued to fight as they currently trail Jamestown by a run. The 2-2 with 2 outs. The punched right foul by Hammond. He was right on top of it, but kicks it behind instead of in front. But he does a nice job staying alive here. We're not sure who will come out to pitch the bottom of the 8th for Amsterdam. As we have Boyer reset, gets the rosin bag.
I think he just picked up some dirt there.
Yeah, actually dirt, just trying to dry his hands off, and now we'll have Lavorsi come out and talk to him.
As this game, as have the past two, really been back and forth.
Yeah, this has been
night.
quite the entertaining PGCBL Championship Series. Thank you, first off, to both of these teams for entertaining us these past 3 nights. And thank you to the fans for tuning in here as we bring you the conclusion of this awesome finals between Jamestown and Amsterdam. The 2-2 to Hammond once again. Just fouled off. He continues to stay alive. You'll see at least the 7th pitch of the at-bat.
And really impressed that the crowd has stuck around this far, as the weather is, as we've mentioned, not nice.
Yeah, terrible. just nasty. It was hot earlier. Of course, the rain has come through. Still thunderstorms in the forecast as we try to get this full game in here in the top of the 8th. 2-2. That one is punched on a hop to second base. Migliori flips it to O'Donnell at second, and that will get the out to retire the side. As the Mohawks will have the 9-1 and 2 hitters coming up in the 9th to try and come back down a run here. We head to the 9th inning, to the bottom of the 8th here at Shuttleworth Park. Your score of the Jamestown Jammers 7, the Amsterdam Mohawks 6. You're listening to the 2018 PGCBL Championship Series presented by KCG Development. Nick DeBrino out of Canisius College on to pitch the bottom of the 8th here for Amsterdam, a Brandon, Florida native. Will face off against the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in Jamestown's order as he tries to keep it a 1-run deficit for Amsterdam, as they have 3 more outs to work with, or else Jamestown will go home as the PGCBL champions.
Yeah, that 6-hour bus ride must be a little bit happier in the win here.
Yeah, with the win. So as Jamestown tries to hold on, first pitch from DeBrino into Jeff Timko misses low. It'll be 1-0. Timko out of Eastern Michigan. So far tonight is 1 for 3. He singled and came around to score in the 4th, as that run hangs high as the one that makes a difference as that pitch misses away. It's 2-0 now to Timko. It'll be Timko, Lee, and Lavorsi duo. That pitch catches the outside corner. It'll be 2-1 now. As we've seen a large contingent stick around trying to see the Mohawks come back in this game. The 2-1 from DeBrino. Curveball misses high. It'll be 3-1 now to Timko, the left fielder. And we'd like to take a chance to thank some of our sponsors here. As mentioned, KCG Development, building better lives by building better communities. They've sponsored the entire playoffs. Thank you to you. 3-1, catches the outside corner. It'll be a full count. Thank you to Jankowski Insurance, as always, sponsored the insurance markers and a lot of different stuff here at the ballpark. We've had several people from Jankowski Insurance throw out first pitches, do all types of stuff. St. Mary's Healthcare sponsors our training staff. That one fouled off by Timko to stay alive. Still full count. Sticker Mule sponsors a lot of T-shirt tosses for us, as we've done that throughout the season at Shuttleworth Park. The MCT Federal Credit Union, as they sponsor the tennis ball toss, I believe, before every fireworks outing here at Shuttleworth Park. And the 3-2, that one goes behind Timko. And he will be on with the leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 8th.
As the umpires have a series of hand signals that go back and forth between each other, and I'm not entirely sure what they mean.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell you.
It's like trying to pick up signals from second base.
Yes. They only know him. Dalen Lee out of University of California, Irvine here, batting with a runner on first and nobody out. They fully expect the bunt on here out of Lee. He does not, and he chops one down to first, and it goes over the head of the first baseman, Barella. Timko will go first to third. Dalen Lee will pull into second as that ball is overthrown, but Foscue snags it. Now runners on second and third here with nobody out for Ben Lavorsi. And they'll throw the ball in as it got plenty wet. The double there on the big chop off the turf for Lee.
Yeah, Barella had a great vertical there, had his arm up, just wasn't able to knock it down. And slipped right into the outfield.
Lavorsi so far tonight, 0 for 3. He struck out in his first at-bat and has since popped out twice. Infield in here, Mohawks down 1 run. First pitch into Lavorsi misses high, 1-0. As DeBrino works to keep the score the way it is on deck, the 8-hitter Chris Rubottom out of Wofford University. The set from DeBrino, the 1-0. Catches the inside corner, evens it at 1-1.
Lavorsi's one of 2 jammers so far tonight who has yet to get on. Brandon Nanya, the first baseman's the other one.
As Jamestown showed, they have a complete lineup from top to bottom to rival Amsterdam. These teams have played very close games in each of these. As that one is flown out to left field, Jake Hammond has to go back, and he will make the catch. Timko tries for home. Hammond makes a throw to the plate, and they will cut it off as Foscue
That's the second time he's done it this postseason.
makes the cutoff, and it's now 8-6 in favor of Jamestown. Now with the runner on second and 1 out, Elvis Peralta barked at him, and Foscue barked back. But the sacrifice fly there for Lavorsi gives Jamestown a much-needed insurance run. As Chris Rubottom steps up to the plate.
Hammond does have a nice arm that probably would have been right on target.
Yeah, that one would have been a close play. I didn't really see if it would have been a perfect throw in line. But Hammond certainly probably has the best arm in the outfield, as that one is on the outside corner for a strike. 0-1 here to Rubottom. Rubottom 0 for 2 with a walk, but he did come in to score on that 3-run home run by Chase King. The 0-1. Punched foul, and it'll be 0-2 now to Rubottom. Amsterdam will have their 9-1 and 2 hitters due up in the top of the 9th. That will be Peralta, Antico, and Barella. And those are the guys who started the rally to give the Mohawks the lead last night. So it's certainly the gents you want up there in the 9th, but it is a tall task down 2 runs, as DeBrino still hopes to get it there with a 2-run deficit only, as he checks the runner Lee at second, but he gets back in there safely.
Yeah, Elvis, Peralta Jr., Peralta, Antico, and Barella did combine for 3 runs in 1 inning last night.
0-2 is in the dirt. Lee is caught up, and he will head back to second. He looked like he was going to try for third. Stopped and then had to stick himself in the dirt there for a second, or in the turf.
Could not make up his mind and had trouble getting traction either direction.
1-2 count here to Rue Bottom, 1 out. Bottom of the 8th inning. Jamestown is the home team, so Amsterdam only gets their last licks in the 9th, and even if they're able to tie it up, they still have to pitch to Jamestown in the bottom half of that inning. Down 8-6 right now to the Jammers, who are only 3 outs away from their first PGCBL championship. That 1-2 is cut on and missed as Rue Bottom is down for the second out. And that will bring up the 9-hitter Brett Migliori out of Canisius College. And this is the first time we've seen this game, or excuse me, this entire series. We have a Canisius Golden Griffin pitching to a Canisius Golden Griffin, as these guys are college teammates, Nick Cabrino and Brett Migliori. First pitch into Migliori is in there for a called strike 0-1.
Edge Cabrino, as far as having something to go talk to the team about when they get back to Canisius.
And the 0-1 is cut on and missed by Migliori, and it's 0-2 now. Runner on second here, 2 outs. Our scoreboard just broke, but our broadcast is still running, luckily, as
far as we know.
An 0-2 count, yeah, right, 0-2 count, 2 outs. Here to Migliori, he punches that one to second. Tanner Allen makes a nice diving stop, gets up, throws the first, and that will get Migliori for the 3rd out. And that will send us to the 9th inning. Amsterdam down 8-6. 3 outs remaining to come back here as Jamestown looks to close it out and capture their first PGCBL championship. You are listening to Game 3 of the 2018 PGCBL Championship presented by KCG Development. Ryan Boyer stays on to try and save it here for Jamestown, and rightfully so, as he has been their best reliever out of the pen this season. And it would make sense for him to be in there win or lose. As Elvis Peralta Jr. will lead off the top of the 9th here. 3 outs to work with for Amsterdam, down 2 runs. Elvis so far tonight is 2 for 3 with a single and a double. However, after that double, he was doubled off of second base in the 7th.
As we're going to try and play small ball here, but the Mohawks have relied so heavily on the long ball all year.
First pitch into Peralta Jr. misses high. It'll be 1-0. And this is Boyer's now 3rd inning of work, so we might eventually see him start to tire, but I think he's made some appearances like this before, so it's certainly not uncharted territory. You'll be the 9-1 and 2 hitters, Peralta and Tico Barella for Amsterdam. The 1-0 to Peralta, misses high and away once again. 2-0 count. Amsterdam needs 1 on. Sorry for interrupting you, Justin. Just Amsterdam needs 1 on to bring the tying run to the plate.
Yeah, I was going to say Boyer is at 30 pitches, 31 pitches now, so for a relief arm, that's a lot.
The 2-0. Misses high and away once again. 3-0 count now to Peralta Jr. with good speed. This would be a guy you want on to lead off the inning. And now Livorsi comes out to try and calm his relief pitcher down. And even though Amsterdam is the away team in this game, they do have the home crowd still behind them for everyone that's left. Still a good contingent, about at least 500 people at the ballpark. We had a lot of giveaways for this series. Thank you to the Spagnolas, owner Brian Spagnola and general manager, his wife Jill, their kids, as they always help out around the park. And, of course, they've done a lot of great giveaways. Our sponsor, KCG Development, sponsor a lot of those, including Yankees tickets, Red Sox tickets, giveaways. As that one misses outside, Peralta Jr. on with the leadoff walk. And Peralta Jr. is fired up.
He has been a catalyst these playoffs, being inspirational.
Catalyst.
Without necessarily having the most successful playoffs, he's had a really successful night at the plate so far.
Sending words of encouragement to his boy Tico coming to the plate. Mike Antico out of St. John's University, a Colts Neck, New Jersey native. Mike, as the Mohawks were down 4-2 last night, hit a game-tying two-run home run in the bottom of the seventh. We'll see what he can do here. First pitch is in there for a called strike, 0-1.
That's Boyer's first strike of the inning. He had some trouble finding control there against Peralta, but got one in against Antico.
Yeah, only at 84. He tends to have higher velocity. That might show that his arm is tired coming out of the pen here, trying to hold on for Jamestown.
Hayes is looking for the bunt.
The 0-1. That one is punched into right field, and that will be just foul, as that was very close, but it was a foul ball. The first base umpire was right on top of it. It'll be 0-2. We've seen Antico do that. He'll turn on pitches and take them down the foul line. Sometimes they fall in. Other times they kick just foul.
Now, in that last night's game in the seventh inning, he punched one foul.
That would have been gone if fair, but it did hook foul.
He went opposite field for the home run. We'll see if he's able to copy that now.
Yes, it will determine on how Boyer comes after him. We'll see if Boyer tries to stay away or tries to jam him inside. The 0-2. That one is punched foul as Antico stays alive. Mike finished the regular season on a cold streak, hitting only .239 total, but coming into the playoffs tonight, hit .409 to go along with a couple of RBIs. A lot of runs scored. He's 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts tonight, but that doesn't matter if he can flip it around right here. Boyer looks for a sign from Livorsi. The 0-2. Cut on and missed by Mike Antico, and he is down for the first out of the ninth. That'll bring up Richie Burrell out of Manhattan College. Richie tonight is 1 for 4. He singled in his last at-bat but was stranded at third. And he did reach on an error in the third and came around to score on the 2-run home run by Michael Ludwig, who stands on deck. Barella steps in. A .338 hitter during the regular season, had the go-ahead home run last night. We'll see if he has any magic left in him, as now we have time called and Barella will finally step in. Boyer gets his sign now. Peralta Jr. with a very short lead. Absolutely not trying to get picked off here. First pitch to Barella, the bat goes flying, and it goes into the Jamestown dugout. As he swings and misses at that one, it'll be 0-1. Barella with the batting glove says his apologies to the Jammers, as he obviously didn't mean to do that. It'll be an 0-1 count here to the Jasper, and now he'll ask for some more pine tar. It looks like he does use batting gloves, but with the rain falling here still, it looks like it's slowed down a lot, if anything. As we are in the ninth, we weren't sure if we were going to be able to get this full game in on schedule, but besides the rain delay to start it, we have had luck, as Jamestown currently up 8-6 over the Mohawks. Michael Ludwig sitting on deck here, 1 out. Richie Brella with an 0-1 count against Ryan Boyer out of St. Anselm.
And the Mohawks have done a great job tonight of getting runners on base. They have 8 hits, couple of walks, and Jamestown's committed 3 errors. So that's not the issue. It's just getting them home, as Jamestown has the same amount, 8 hits.
Richie now calls time. Has to Fixes bang gloves again. There you go. Now he says he's set.
Garcia Parra style.
Yes. He has the exact things he has to do before every at-bat, and it worked for him in the regular season, certainly, with all the hits he got. The 0-1. Elvis Peralta is going. Pitch high. The throw down. Will not get Peralta Jr. Almost over slides, but he is in there safely. So that takes away the double play. Gutsy call, but Elvis Peralta answers it. And now he is in scoring position with 1 out. Now, of course, his run, though, does not matter. They're still down 2 runs. But now takes away that double play from second to first.
That's exactly right. That if anything, it'll allow Ludwig to probably get up.
Yeah, no matter what, really, as he, of course. Yeah,
there.
The 1-1, that one cut on and missed by Barella, fouled into the glove of Livorsi, actually, and it is 1-2 now to Ritchie. Yes, Peralta Jr. was doubled off in Antico's at bat in the 7th. The 1-2 from Boyer. Misses outside, evens at 2-2.
It looks like there is somebody up in the Jamestown pen.
Yes, I'm sure they have someone behind Boyer if the Mohawks threaten with a few more base runners, but Amsterdam still needs some help. The 2-2, punched foul out of play down the right side as Barella stays alive.
Boyer now at 42 pitches as his pitch count keeps rising.
Mohawks lost the first game 4-3. Jamestown walked it off on an RBI single by Alex O'Donnell. They're trying to come back here, the 2-2. Cut on and missed by Barella. High fastball gets him for the second out.
So after the leadoff walk to Elvis Peralta Jr., Boyer's been able to come back with 2 strikeouts. And the Mohawks are now down to their last out of the season.
And Michael Ludwig will try to extend the season for Amsterdam. Jamestown 1 out away now from their first PGCBL championship. In a season where we saw Jamestown finish with the best record in the league in what a lot of people call the weak West Division. But a title is a title regardless. Mike tonight does have a 2-run home run as he's reached base 3 times, 2 for 4 officially. Going on the pitch is Peralta, cut on and missed, and that'll be defensive indifference as that allows Peralta Jr. to get to third. But now an 0-1 count here to Ludwig as the runner Peralta does not matter. On deck, if Ludwig can keep it going, is Tanner Allen out of Mississippi State. We saw last night Jamestown go ahead 4-1, and Amsterdam came back to win it 5-4. The 0-1 to Ludwig, cut on and missed, and Amsterdam is down to their final strike. And tonight we saw Amsterdam head out to a 5-0 lead, only for Jamestown to come back and take the lead 7-6, get an insurance run in the bottom of the 8th, 8-6. Right now, Ludwig at the plate. 0-2 count. The pitch from Boyer, punched foul as Ludwig stays alive. As there is an eerie silence in the ballpark. Jamestown, as the home team, not able to do it at Dietrich Park, but it'll be a title all the same. Michael Ludwig, 0-2 count, tries to keep Amsterdam's hopes alive. The pitch from Boyer, cut on and missed, and the Jamestown Jammers have won their first PGCBL title. In a series where we saw all 3 games happen at Shuttleworth Park, the Jammers pushed through the adversity of having to play all 3 games 6 hours away from their home ballpark as they win Game 1 4-3 and Game 3 8-6. Amsterdam will have to wait another year before acquiring their 10th league title.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, let's also put our hands
as I'd like to extend the congratulations to the Jamestown Jammers and all of their fans and their parents, as they did a great job and also a phenomenal season here for the Amsterdam Mohawks. We saw these guys fight till the very end, and this was quite the season. This was awesome to see all the way around, an instant classic series. Jamestown celebrating. We'll see the handshakes happen here between Amsterdam and Jamestown after the trophy presentation here by the PGCBL president here, Joe Pilizzaro. As we'll set it up here right behind home plate. And we have the Mohawks fans shuffling out, whatever few Jamestown fans that are here staying to celebrate. As Amsterdam's season ends in Game 3 of the PGCBL Finals. An overall awesome season by the Mohawks, as once again they acquire their 7th straight division title. They make the finals for the 7th time in 8 years in PGCBL history.
Thank you so much, the Amsterdam Mohawks. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
As we will see the Jamestown Jammers be crowned the PGCBL champions after losing in 2017 in 2 games to the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs, after only starting as a franchise in 2016 in the PGCBL. Justin, I will ask you, over this entire course of the season, what has stood out to you most for these Mohawks?
I've got to say, it's got to be the way they've stuck together through thick and thin. They had some rough patches in there, able to come back from it, make a really nice, they had a 9-game winning streak in there, had a really nice deep playoff run, but falling just short. They were beat by the better team, but just barely, as Jamestown had a really good season, and congratulations to them. But the Mohawks really had it right in their hands and just barely let it slip.
Absolutely, as it was back and forth the entire game. The go-ahead run by Chase King on the 3-run home run in the 8th, or excuse me, in the 7th. As the Jamestown Jammers introduced as the 2018 PGCBL champions. We'll leave the broadcast going here for their trophy presentation, but for the final time this season, and for everyone here at the Mohawks, for Brian Spagnola, our GM, our assistant John Sargalis, the assistant GM who has done a phenomenal job with all the stats for all these seasons for Amsterdam, for all of the workers, the host families, and most importantly, the fans of the Amsterdam Mohawks. We say thank you from the bottom of your heart. This is Adam Agresta for the final time this season, signing off. As always, thank you. Have a pleasant evening, and roll damn Hawks.